either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Nerds! Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No. It's time to call Harman Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. That means with zero down and no payments for 12 months, you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year-round. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from Harman Solar with us today. Keon Rose is in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar studios in Scottsdale. And listen, we have a shload of NFL stuff to talk about, but I want to wait to do that for a few minutes because we always end up getting so enmeshed into the NFL, we forget other stuff exists. So I got some good news and bad news things that have nothing to do with the football. And also, don't forget, I've got these ASU tickets to give away for ASU versus UCLA on Saturday at 8 p.m. We just completely forgot to give those tickets away yesterday. So we better get that going and figured out as quickly as possible. So, all right. Hey, Ralph, I see you got your Rams hat on there.
I do. I put it on for you guys. Yeah.
We were wondering if at your house you have like a Lazy Susan spinning clothes rack thing. And if all your teams that you say you're a fan of are in alphabetical order, does it go like Patriots, Rams, Seahawks? How do you organize all the different fandoms you pretend to be a longtime fan of?
I have no idea what you're talking about. And
You
you
got-
ask
yeah.
my wife and she would tell you the same. So.
Yeah, Lakers, Warriors, whoever is, winning games kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to picture how you organize all these different teams.
My wife does say I have more clothes than she does. So, but I mean, I don't do what you're saying. I am just a diehard.
Do you have like a little motorized button? Where
Like the old tie
like
rack?
a tie rack,
Yeah,
right?
the old
Yeah,
tie
kind
rack.
of spins
My dad
around
had
there.
that tie
Yeah.
rack.
I wish I had one of those. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, good to have you with us, Ralph. Let me give you the good news and the bad news. What do you guys want first, good news or bad news?
Hit us with the bad news. Let's start with the bad news.
Well, Tanev had a 4-point game last night that kind of brought the Coyotes back to reality, and they lost 4-2 to the Calgary, the CONCACAF Calgary Flames. Yeah, it started out bad and didn't get much better. The Coyotes got a couple of goals, but that went about the way you thought it would go. So, but the good news is in the CONCACAF thing of the soccer, the CONCACAF.
Yeah.
USA won. The USA beat the Honduras 3-0.
Yeah, they froze those poor guys. 2 of them couldn't play. It was too cold. The rest of the guys had like scuba gear on. There's no way they could move.
Whose idea was this to play a soccer match? We saw the
United
photos.
States. Are you kidding me?
We saw the photos of Ralph on his ski/snowboard trip to the icy tundra of Minnesota. Isn't that where they played this game?
Yes,
it was in Minnesota. Yeah.
Did they shovel the field first,
and it was an outdoor field?
No, it was outdoors.
Did they play in the snow? I mean,
yes. There was snow that was on the side. They had cleared the field, enough to play, but it was outside. It was 1 degree
yesterday
in the second half of yesterday's game.
That soccer ball, if somebody goes to head the ball, that soccer ball in that kind of temperature, concussion, right
to the concussion protocol.
Everybody got a concussion.
No kidding. Yeah.
Well, whatever. I don't really care or even understand this, but is this the, by the way, this is how much I care about it. That's all I printed up on the game.
Yeah.
Just the score. See, first, the top of the page, you see the information and everything below it, how much I care right there. Is this the CONCACAF, DCAF, Christian McCaffrey soccer thing? Is this to get the United States into the World Cup? Is that what this is supposed to be?
This is the qualifying round.
Yes. Why didn't somebody tell me that before?
We did.
We did.
Randy literally said it yesterday, and you said, "I do not care."
Oh, see, that's the thing. I was in default mode. I still don't care. I care.
Also, Big George sent you a thing that said it was called. You also told him that you do not.
I just don't care. I know, because he sent me like 17 paragraphs about this thing, and I'm just like, soccer. No, I just can't. I can't do it.
You don't have to be interested or truly care, but the United States has to be in the World Cup. They just be there.
Why? I mean, why? Why do they have to be?
To me, it's because you've got all of these tremendous athletes. You've got all of these facilities. We pour money into this stuff.
We did.
And
how much money do you need for soccer? I got a ball. Let's go.
No, we're talking.
That's all the money you need. There's no
training facilities, state-of-the-art fields.
You just need a field. Run around.
Training.
Run around.
I mean, we spend millions of dollars. You and I spend millions of dollars.
I don't spend any money.
This is the U.S. national team. We pay. Our taxes pay for this.
Wow.
This is the men's U.S. national team, and we have a women's U.S. national team, and we pay millions of dollars in taxes to support this. So, yes, they need to be there.
I'm against
and
it.
Also, don't embarrass us. Like, to me, the rest of the world is ahead. Not you.
I was gonna say
the U.S. No, the U.S. national soccer team. To go to the World Cup and lose, okay, the rest of the world is ahead of us in soccer. We get it. All our best athletes are playing literally everything else.
I think it's a badge of honor, though.
But you gotta go.
I have to go to the bathroom. Yeah,
it's like the Olympics. It's like the Olympics.
Oh, you're still talking about soccer.
Yes.
I kind of phased out there for a second. I just can't. I can't care about soccer. I won't care about soccer. And I guess what else I don't care about? I'll be honest with you. I know we're going to air the updates, the Olympic updates here on 1580 The Fanatic, but guess what else I don't give 2 bleeps about? The Olympics. I don't care about that. I just don't care about, you're not patriotic. No, I would be if they played real sports. Hell yeah. I'd be all over it. So many of these things.
Olympics. I give a rip about it.
Ralph, I know that you're, hanging around as a representative of Harmon Solar, so you probably have to be a little more careful with this one. But do you give a crap about the Olympics?
No, not at all. I think they suck.
All right, that's the question. Does anybody really care
about the Olympics.
Yeah, I care about the Olympics, but like the events that I actually like. You don't
Such
have to
as?
watch all of the Olympics.
Hold on. I'm getting my it's a sport, it's not a sport list out. All right, so go ahead, hit me with your favorite events, and I will tell you if they're a sport or not a sport. Go ahead.
Well, it's unfortunate because I don't know any of the winter sports.
Ski jumping,
but those
Ski
like Summer
jumping.
Olympics, I love
just
track.
gravity.
I like
Ski
track.
jumping.
I like the swimming. I watch the basketball. Those are the ones I usually watch when the summer rolls around.
How about
Summer Olympics.
The thing with the broom. Oh, curling.
Curling.
Let's see here.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey's a sport.
Hockey's a sport, yeah.
Figure skating, no.
Curling's not a sport.
No.
Okay.
Figure skating.
What about downhill ski?
That's just gravity again, man. Anything that has nothing
What
to do
about
with the person.
slalom? What about the slaloms?
That's
The giant slalom.
Leaning into gravity. Leaning into gravity.
How about ice dancing?
Definitely not. In fact, ice dancing is on the top of it's listed as an athletic competition, not a sport. Now, the difference is that you have to be athletic to do some of this stuff, but I can't reconcile it as an actual sport.
Bobsledding.
Again, that's gravity sitting in a
good one.
car with no wheels. I mean,
Man.
no, bobsledding's not a sport.
Luge.
How about the luge?
Yeah, luge.
That's naked gravity. That's just a guy in
Oh, boy.
spandex. Just
That's insanity is what that is.
yeah. I mean, listen,
Wow.
athletic competition, but you have to be extremely crazy and or brave. I'll give you that, but yeah, it's not a sport.
I just don't like the Olympics because they are corrupt. I am sorry.
Oh, yeah.
True.
It is so corrupt. It's so cancerous, full of corruption. It's ready to just fall apart. It's not like it used to be back in the day. It's so corrupt now. I don't even. We waste millions being a part of this, and we get nothing out of it. Zero.
Yeah, listen. A lot of sports are turning out to be corrupt, aren't they?
Most
yeah.
of them, I would argue.
Yeah.
are.
Anytime
So-
money's involved, that's what
Yeah.
happens.
Mm.
All right, let's go to the text line 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, "Oh, I do enjoy the speed skating. I'll give you speed skating. Speed skating, yes, it's a race, it's a sport. Speed walking, you should be ashamed of yourself. You
But
shouldn't show your
isn't,
face in public.
Isn't bobsledding is a race against the clock? You got to have the fastest time.
Yeah,
That's a
guess what?
race.
Congratulations, Earth. With the gravity, you win. That's not a real race. Nobody's doing anything. You're just
I
along
mean,
for
the guy's in there
a
in the front,
well-waxed
and he's-
ride.
and he's piling it in. His three partners are like, they're leaning this way, and then they're leaning this way. Come on, I mean,
Not
that's
a sport.
race.
Not a sport.
I don't know.
Not. Listen, I've been on a bike and I've leaned just riding. That's not a sport. There's nothing athletic about
I
that.
don't know. I think
Anybody can
that
lean.
We should take that under more consideration.
I just did. No. Let's see. Chief Skull says, "I don't care about the Olympics, soccer, or really anything Boston." Okay, fair enough.
anything Boston.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Boogie says Olympics aren't sports. That is not what I said. I said much of what they show you in the Olympics, not sports.
That's what he said, Boogie.
So you try and tell me that dancing on a mat when you wave a flag around is not a sport, Jeffrey? It's a ribbon, and yes, it's not a sport. Big Kev says, "Hearing Jeffrey talk about soccer makes me feel like he'd rather be at a bar." Yes.
Are you listening?
Costs cheaper for him to watch people struggle to score at a bar counter than it would be for a World Cup soccer ticket. I gotta tell you, I spent my time in the bars when I used to do stand up, and I really did enjoy watching people try to use stupid lines, go doing that pickup thing, and everything. I kept thinking in my head, and when I see somebody get shot down, I'd go, it's a comedy show, right? Your stupid lines are going to be glaringly bad if you try them in a comedy show. There's nothing you're going to try down here to get laid that's going to be as good as what we're going to do with her up there on the stage. Guess what? She ain't going home with you. She's going home with a comic. Let's see. Big George says, "Actually, no, Randy, no taxpayer money is used to fund Team USA or athletics."
Who said that? Who said that?
Big George, the official legal counsel of the Daily
Really?
Blender.
Then why is it? It's official U.S. Funded team, is it not?
No, he says we're actually the only country in the world to not fund our Olympic teams, and we don't pay our athletes for winning medals. It all comes from Team USA, a nonprofit that relies on donations and private sponsorships.
Well, then good. Then good.
Still be there because it's embarrassing, and the USA should be in the World Cup just to be there. Damn it.
It's just
Don't
soccer,
be- don't
Keon.
be-
Calm down.
No, and I'm not calming down on this one. You got like the entire planet is trying to make it into this tournament, and most of the teams and most of the countries in the world don't make it.
Well, most of the planet hasn't figured out the joy of hand soap yet. You really want to be in that club?
Well, okay, that's not necessarily their fault. I don't understand what that's got to do with.
I
Hey,
don't know, it's not my fault. I don't like soccer. Nobody.
I'm not
cares.
saying you have to like it. I'm saying our country, with the resources that we have and with the athletes we have, be in the damn World Cup
if we feel like it. I just can't.
Because the only way, because it's not like we declined last time. We sucked so bad we didn't make it. It's embarrassing. Make it to the damn World Cup. If you're gonna try,
feel embarrassed.
Go. You don't have to. I do.
I don't feel embarrassed if like, hello, American. You're really bad at cricket. I don't give a bleep. Seriously. Oh, you've wounded me, sir.
But we don't try to play cricket at any high level. We try to play.
Really tried at soccer.
We do.
We do?
The thing is, even though Randy wasn't correct about the taxpayer part of it,
Yeah.
the millions part, he was absolutely correct about. We actually try. If you try, be there. That's all I'm saying.
You heard him. You heard Keon. God damn it, be there. Yeah, he's not taking any more of your crap.
Which they're doing it this year, so whatever. But last time I was like, wow, really? You just go to Costa Rica, they're barely trying, and they just destroy you. Jamaica beats you last time. Stop it. Just be in the World Cup.
I don't know. I mean, let the people with no running water figure out, something to feel good about. We don't need it. We got football, baseball, hockey, we have basketball,
They have running water in Jamaica.
No, I'm not saying, I didn't say specifically Jamaica, but there's plenty of places. Just
we have to be
figure out
we have
the whole
to beat the
indoor
Americans,
plumbing
though.
thing, and then we'll talk.
We're talking
because at
about,
that point, maybe they'll play some real sports.
but we're talking about Honduras and like all these other countries in the North America. That's who we're trying. We didn't even beat our own region of countries to get in.
You realize Honduras is not in North America?
It's in the CONCACAF region, that North America, Central America, Caribbean.
Well,
And
you
thanks
said
for making
North
me-
America.
Yeah, I was using shorthand.
Yeah.
He was using shorthand.
You see what soccer does to you, Keon? Do you see now what it does to you?
Soccer hasn't done anything to
It's
me.
melting
that
your
wasn't
brain
already
cells,
wrong.
man. You forgot where the Honduras was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
None of us could take it out of the map.
My point is, all of these places have running water. We didn't
My
beat
point
any of the
being-
the people around us to even qualify.
I mean, in Keon's defense, the World Cup is a pretty amazing event because it takes a couple years of qualifying, and you have all the countries around the world trying to get in there. And
Wait,
then when
what?
you get to the final
Couple
few
of years of qualifying. Do they only do this every few years?
Yeah, they do.
They don't do it every year.
No, not at all. And so
Dear
there's-
God, soccer is so boring and long. You can't have the Super Bowl for like 2 or 3 years.
Well, they do the championships of the leagues every year,
Right,
but
and they
the
have the
World Cup is
Euro.
the international thing. They're not doing
Right.
that every year.
and it's
Wait, is it 3, 4?
every 4 years, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, 4
Yeah,
years.
It's every 4 years. It's actually a pretty cool tournament. I mean, my dad got me into it when I was young. I watched the Italian national team all the time, and I pulled for them. I've never pulled for the U.S. because they're just so bad. To Keon's point, when you have little countries like Latvia that are getting in there that spend $10 to get there, and we can't even get there. It is
We
pretty
could be the
embarrassing.
best in the planet, but there's just one reason we're not.
No one likes the sport.
No, easily bored, I guess.
It's a good sport.
As a people, we're easily bored and distracted, and looking for something more exciting. That's all.
Like Cardinal football, or
Uh,
everybody got quiet. I don't understand. Why?
Well, like I don't know.
Let's compare our season. Shall we,
As a
Rob?
Ram fan, I'd like to compare ourselves.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh my God! He's a Ram fan.
Shady
Oh,
bandwagoner.
my God.
No, I decided to let here's something you have to understand, Ralph, is we've been told we're allowed to only have our awkward pauses in the 3 o'clock hour.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the show, we can't do that. So I just wanted to see what would happen if I just step back.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like
I enjoy a good awkward pause,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Big George says, here, Keon, I agree with you 100% on this one. I like how Keon's waiting for the shoe to drop. That's all he said. I
Okay.
swear.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
By the way, would you stop fighting with people all night on Twitter, please? They went after Keon for the Washington Commanders thing again. And who are you fighting? Chief Skull and some other people?
Yeah, it was Chief Skull that came after. I wasn't fighting with him though. I was just basically like, I thought that this team name is very average, and he was like, it's the worst name. Like, oh, it's okay.
It ain't a great name.
It's bad.
I don't know if it's the worst name.
It's not even bad. It's
as long
average.
as there's a team called the Pelicans on the planet.
Because there were names that were on the table that were so much worse. Those are actually bad.
There were some that were way better.
There were. That's why I said it's average.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the middle. The presidents, if we were the presidents, I'm changing teams. That's just, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
So what you're seeing here, Ralph, is the Stockholm syndrome in full effect. With
I like how Stockholm syndrome is like, I just got to average. Like I'm so meh, and that's Stockholm syndrome. But okay, I mean,
I kind of like the helmet. Have you seen the helmet? It's kind of
it's pretty cool.
I like the helmet. The name sucks, but the helmet's nice.
Yeah. Well, if you get tackled just right, it's an M. I mean, I don't know why you would put that on the front of the helmet.
I don't know if you're privy to this, Ralph, because I know you've been searching around for the right hat to wear today. But we're not calling them the Commanders here on this radio program.
Right.
It's the Commandos. The Commandos.
Somebody suggested it, and I decreed it to be so, and we've all voted and agreed.
What about the commies?
Yeah.
No.
I like Commandos.
Commandos.
Yeah, commies. I want to support Keon rooting for a bunch of communist bastards. I figure Commandos, which makes sense because Snyder's going around with no underwear on. Obviously, I mean that right there
for that often that opportunity that comes along very often. Yeah,
easy access. By the way, more people are coming forward, and of course the NFL's like, we're not going to release the facts because we're trying to protect people, and the people behind the scenes are going, no, please do, please tell everybody, please tell everybody, help us.
We're actually not being protected by your silence.
Please,
so there's that.
Beer Bob says, wow, Ralph, after those two comments, nice knowing you. Guess you won't be invited back. You should know better than that, Beer Bob. You should know better. Thundersnow says, Ralph is not that organized. All his fan hats and shirts are in a heaping, smelly pile in the corner of his closet, I bet. Poop emoji right there.
Poop emoji.
I'm a very clean closet, thank you.
Isn't
very organized.
How does Thundersnow know these things? Swazman says, hi, Jeffrey and crew. Olympics starts tomorrow. Remember, I was a snowboard instructor in Park City 20 years ago. It was awesome to be there back in the day. Lived in Camas and Utah. I think he means Kansas. I don't know.
Or could be cannabis. I mean, depending on what kind of a mood he's in.
Cannabis in Utah, yeah.
He said, remember, that was the same year that Brady had the fumble in the snow against the Raiders. A lot of reminiscing. Glory days. Uklamak says, for once I agree with you, Radio Pal. Don't care about Olympics. Don't care about soccer. Oh, and shut up, Ralph. Fan of 1,000 teams. Fish Tank says, hey, guys, I had a tooth pulled yesterday. And everybody at work was freaking out that I was awake for the process. I kind of thought that was standard if you're over the age of like 12. Are grown people getting knocked out for this? I had a wisdom tooth taken out and I was wide awake. I could hear the crunching.
Me too.
That was when you hear the crunching and you're like, I really hope that was a tooth. I really hope that was the right one. So no, I don't think it's weird. You guys?
No,
you,
I had no.
No, you get knocked out?
It's not weird at all.
I didn't get knocked out.
I wish I'd gotten out the right tooth, but still, it was, I was awake for it. No biggie. All right, we must take a break. We have a new texter here who wants us to understand something. It says, listen, Honduras is part of the North American continent. Central America isn't a continent. And Camas is a valley in Utah. This ends the geography lesson for the day. That was 0890. So seriously, Honduras is technically, so anything, if you get down past that skinny squiggly part, which is Mexico and some other country, and once you get to the big fat part, that's South America. Anything north of that is North America, right? Why isn't Central America a continent? It would be like our anorexic continent. It'd be all sexy and skinny and just like lying there on these really nice beaches and stuff.
I don't know what that divides a continent from another, really.
Right. You know what? 0890, I've created a new continent called Central America. Deal with it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Today, the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am 2022 underway. Patrick Cantlay, the favorite to win it at plus 700, followed by Daniel Berger at plus 1,200, plus 1,600 on there being a tie. Super Bowl 56 a week from Sunday. The Cincinnati Bengals, champions of the AFC, and the LA Rams, the NFC champions, playing on their home field at SoFi Stadium in LA. A slight movement in the line with the Rams now minus 4.5. The total now at 48.5. The main event at UFC Fight Night Saturday will feature the middleweight division for the first time since October. Sean Strickland battles Jack Hermanson. Strickland, the lower-ranked fighter, is the favorite, minus 210. Hermanson at plus 180. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Have you started your New Year resolution to lose weight you put on last year? This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. If you're like me, it's hard to start your New Year's resolution to lose those unwanted pounds while we're having football playoff parties every weekend. I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. I get it. There's too much going on to lose the weight you've been saying you're going to lose. But visit one of their 3 Valley locations to find out how fast the visit is and how affordable it is. They take walk-ins, and if you mention The Fanatic or Money Radio, your first week is free at Valley Medical Weight Loss.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 3rd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market. New shows featuring seafarers, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 3rd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
The NFL season all comes down to this. Randy here from the Daily Blender. Super Bowl 56 is right around the corner. And to celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking up all customers with risk-free same-game parlay. New and existing customers can place any same-game parlay of 3 legs or more on Super Bowl 56. And if you don't win, FanDuel's going to refund you. Already have an account? Just place your risk-free same-game parlay before Super Bowl 56 to qualify. New customers join today with promo code Randy1580 to enjoy 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. That's promo code Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. To take the through for the win. The madness is coming. Touchdown, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic,
The home for March Madness.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tonight, GCU is hosting Seattle U at 6:45 p.m. Then on Saturday, they're hosting California Baptist at 5:45 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. And, oh, no, Tiger Paws says, hey, Jeffrey, I need some sympathy. I'm in COVID jail as of yesterday. You know Ralph, too?
Oh, wow.
Jeez. Wow.
Super spreader is talking again. Super spreader?
Oh, my. Right.
If there is a super spreader among us, it is not Jeffrey O'Brien.
I think it is.
Wait. Are we still talking about colds or the ladies? I mean, because just want to know. Sorry, Tiger Paws. That's horrible. Hopefully you're not having any symptoms.
Boy.
You know, old Big George has got the crud too. So hang in there. We're pulling for you. All right. So listen, we are going to talk some Olympics. I know that I really am not that interested, but there is some interesting information about these Olympics. I figure since we're going to have the updates on, we may as well learn a little bit and then purposely forget it. So, and then of course, we've got a bunch of other stuff before we dive face first into a bunch of NFL like we usually do. Okay. By the way, new texter who texted in the geography lesson. You're going to need a texter nickname. We'll call you Mr. Globe. We could call him, I don't know, what do you think, Mr. Map? Something like that. He's probably just Mr. You know what? I just am driving down the road and I hear this. I can't take it. I can't take your stupidity. Had enough. But listen, we'd sure like to get you a texter nickname. So if you need help with that, let me know. Oh, no. Tiger Paws says, unfortunately, I am symptomatic. All right, well, hang in there and just... boy, I don't even know what advice to give. Well, Ralph, you've had it a bunch of times. What do you what's the best advice when somebody hits the symptomatic? Because you can't take ibuprofen, you can't take the Advil because that's worse. You take the Tylenol. I took some heavy duty Tylenol. What else helps?
I mean, the worst part is going to be the body aches and the headache if you have Omicron, right? So I would take. I lived on Tylenol when I had it. That's like you said. That's the best thing you can do. Other than that,
650 milligram version,
right? And then just stay hydrated. Make sure you're drinking a lot of fluids is the key too.
Go to the mall, shake a lot of hands.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Hi.
Yeah, I did a lot of that.
How are you?
I used to go shopping and go ahead and sneeze on people. And
sure.
Yeah.
Do your part, Tiger Paws. Do your part. Doug Ducey would want you to.
Doug Ducey would want you to.
Jeez.
Wow.
Berg says, "Skol, go Commanders." Well, that's kind of conflicting, but okay. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey and Randy are going to be looking for another board op very soon. Why? What are you talking about? What happened at 3:13? He texted that in at 3:13. What are you saying? Because he's going to quit us, or we're just going to quit him? What are you trying to say, Wilbur?
Yeah, I don't know. If you're talking about the flash anger, that's a feature.
That's the thing he does. The other thing is, I know it wasn't like he was watching the video during the commercial break because there's no way he could read lips. Chief Skull says, you want to be a winner and see the world? Join the military. Soccer? Nah, it's just a vacation. Okay, is that a line from something?
I don't know, but those are two very. Isn't every sport a vacation compared to being in the military? What?
You have no choice, son. It's either the military or you get out there and put on some fruity shorts and run around that soccer field. Do you hear me?
Wow.
Mars 805 says we do have to make it to the World Cup because we have the MLS. It is really heartbreaking when people get the MLS. And I know that who's that actress, Selma Blair? She's got the MLS.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey. No,
I was about to do a PSA to help
no,
raise funds for people stricken by MLS.
No, it's MS. And it's, you're mistaken. Let me help you out here. No.
Well, he goes on to say you can't have a soccer league and not be the top team in the world. You have a lot of players to choose from. It's not like going to the Olympics with the NBA players we have here. Imagine that. What is he saying? If you're
MLS is Major League Soccer.
Well, I know, but
if you have one of
but it's only American players, right?
Yeah, but
that's why we're not winning.
Lots of countries have leagues. If you have one of the big leagues in the world, which the MLS is,
it is.
It is. It's not like it trails behind about 3 or 4 of them, but there's still more than that. Yeah, you should be able to put players in the World Cup.
We ever win this thing?
No. Not even close.
The World Cup?
The World Cup? No.
And the MLS is big, but it's not a quality league compared to some of the other, the Serie A in Italy, the Bundesliga in Germany. The real players go to those leagues.
So what you're saying is kind of like when the Washington football team finds itself sort of near the playoffs.
No,
that's what we are.
I think we're worse than that.
It's
worse.
I don't know if it's
Jaguars.
Ooh, yeah, because sometimes their defense they get kind of close, and then
I don't know about that. I'm just the way that NBA players, maybe they can't cut it in the NBA, so they find themselves playing in another basketball league. That's us. But you know what? We have a damn league. So send people to the World Cup.
I'm not saying don't go. Just don't ask me to give a crap.
We're kind of like the Cardinals. They get a lot of old players that come and play in MLS, that are done with their careers, kind of like J.J. Watt and other guys. It's kind of like the MLS is like.
Wow.
So,
Says the
Ram
team,
fan.
Says the steam jump, the team jumper.
Yeah. You showed up in the studio as a Seahawks fan, and that's all anybody sees right now. It doesn't matter what hat you have on your head. Scratch Me Because says, you talking about the Washington Commodes? Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen.
What's up,
Good day,
Boomer Sooner?
Yeah. King Kitten says, I had my wisdom teeth buds removed surgically as a child before they even grew in. They can do that? Like they can see like that little ball of whatever, and
they can do that, and they're not doing that. Like that's just not a normal thing, because the wisdom tooth out as an adult is awful.
Yeah, it's a free couple days off, though. Halfty Lefty says, I guess technically it's the Isthmus of Panama that divides the two continents, but pretty much any country south of Panama is South America. The islands have their own designations, apparently, but they're pretty, so who cares?
Who cares?
Think of the MLS, he says, as the WAC conference, the GCU plays in. You may be able to surprise a couple teams in the big dance, but there isn't really a way they're going to go win the whole salami. Wait, there's a salami involved?
That's a figure.
See, that's news to me.
That's a figure of speech. That there is not an actual salami involved.
Somebody put up a thing and said, hey, look, vegan sausages. And all it was some condoms that were packed with pork and beans. That just beans. Oh, it's funny. Boogie says, if you're asymptomatic, you need whiskey and tequila. That will help take away the symptoms. Well, you won't notice them as much, I guess. So you can't say Americans don't like soccer because we get bored quickly when our national pastime is baseball. Yeah, and how's that going for baseball lately? Big George says, speaking of Team USA, did you see how Brianna Decker, 6-time world gold medalist with Team USA, was stretchered off the ice less than 10 minutes into a 5-2 victory over Finland this morning? Despite the loss, U.S. moved to 7-0 in Olympic openers with 2 goals from Kendall Coyne Schofield and 2 from Alex Carpenter. This is soccer. This is not soccer, right? This is hockey.
This is
sounds
Olympic,
like hockey.
Olympic. This is Olympic hockey.
U.S. women's hockey, very good. Quality.
7-0.
Yeah, they're strong.
Well, now we're talking about a sport I can get behind. Good for her. Good for the ladies. Good for them.
Well, not good for her because she got stretchered off, but good for the team.
Good for her. She took it like a tough hockey player. See, I caught myself. Don't get mad, Fed fan. Don't get mad, Tiger Paws. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, welcome back, Cotter. No need for the Honduras history lesson there and up your nose with the rubber hose already, huh? Beer Bob says, for symptoms of COVID, what I've heard is take the Mucinex. Oh, see, that's one of the things I was taking. I've had plenty of friends get it. They all tried taking that, and it worked great for them. Knock on wood. Haven't had it. Yeah, where's mine? Hold on. I still have a lingering cough, though. The Mucinex, I took the pills, fast mass, severe congestion and cough. That helped keep me dry. That was good. Pull the Plug says our best players go to acting school to flop convincingly. Oh, so we're like the Lakers? No one. Yeah, no wonder we never win. So Pull the Plug says, okay, I tuned in and I hear shorthand. Thought you were talking about Cardinals pass throwing. It's sucor and not soccer because it sucks. Sucor is not popular because it's boring. So they fall and flop and cry while flopping. Yeah, like LeBron. And that's he says having wisdom teeth removed is equal to watching sucor.
Sucks.
All right, Pull the Plug. That was an awful lot to unpack there. Big Kev says, boy, it's going to be some weekend. To start, I'll be watching my Blue Devils play Carolina at the Dean Dome on Saturday night. Sorry to break it to y'all, but ASU versus U of A comes nowhere close to Duke and Carolina. And on Sunday, I'll be home gating and grilling for the Busch Light Clash. I'll be head to toe in my Chase Elliott number 9 and William Byron number 24 gear that day.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. By the way, that's Coach K's last trip to Chapel Hill, is it not?
I believe it is. This is.
I believe it is. This is it for him.
Yeah,
this is the last
ride.
trip. Yeah.
And Duke and North Carolina I don't even care what their records are. That game always winds up being between 1 to 3 points coming down the wire.
Oh, that's intense, man. That game is way intense. Yeah.
Kyle G says Washington really missed a chance with their name. They could have been the Washington Generals and had General Washington as their mascot.
Yeah, I don't want that. George Washington, U.S. president, owned people though. So let's just go with the Commandos.
But think of how hilarious it would have been with all these people with fake wooden teeth in their stands. Well, it's near Virginia, so those are probably real. Never mind. Good Cat says, hey, what's up, guys? Fellow Commandos. Washington better use the Cobra Commander as their new mascot, or I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a missed opportunity,
That's
really.
a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ukla says, sorry, didn't say hi to Keon and Randy. Hi, Keon and Randy.
Howdy.
What's up?
He says, do you hate your liver that much taking Tylenol? It wasn't, I mean, you know what? It was a couple of weeks and it was to get through something. I'm not taking it every day for the rest of my life. It's not like I've just, listen, with the whiskey I drink, Tylenol is the least of my problems.
When he was taking the Tylenol, his liver was like, oh, thank God it's not more whiskey.
Well, I took it with whiskey.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then the liver was just screaming in pain even louder than usual.
I don't know how you take whiskey. I mean, Tylenol
with water.
Hefty Lefty says, here's the best stat I saw today. Jerry Rice has the most receiving yards in the NFL, aged 40 or older, 2,169. Tom Brady is second on that list because after the age of 40, he has 6 yards receiving. Can you imagine that? That's funny. Wrangler sales rep Brett Favre, he's at third with -2 yards, and that is the entire list for people getting receptions after the age of 40.
That's incredible. Yeah.
How old is Gronkowski? He's like 30-ish, right? He's not nowhere close, and he's already going to retire.
He's 29, but he looks 43.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he does in an X-ray. Poor guy is taking so much abuse.
He's 32. Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, I could really get behind women's hockey. All right. Swazman says, got my tickets for the Phoenix Open in Scottsdale Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday. Of course, my buddy hooked us up with 16th hole upper deck wristband. Looking at the weather forecast, is it going to be perfect? What are you thinking, Randy? What's the weather for next week's Waste Management Phoenix Open?
Going to be lots of sunshine and light breezes, some clouds moving around here and there, mid 70s, upper 70s. Just another gorgeous Chamber of Commerce day here in Arizona for this next few weeks. Right now, it's a kind of a brisk, light winds out there, kind of a brisk temperature, a little cool, but by this weekend, we'll get back up into the 70s, no problem. 58 currently in the West Valley, 59 downtown Phoenix, 58 where you're at right now. From the 1580 The Fanatic, Harmon Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeffco.
That's brisk, baby. All right, we got to take a break. And I know I meant to talk about the Olympics in the last segment. We're going to talk about the Olympics now in this next segment. Okay. And well, for as long as we can take it. I mean, there's a few things about it. Have you seen? Radio Ron asked me if I would talk about the Olympics. I just want to get it. Just want to get it over. Can we just get it over?
We could talk about cricket, Olympic cricket.
No, it's not a real sport.
There.
Oh, those crickets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. Since we are airing the Olympic updates, I figure let's make a pact. On this show, we will not talk about anything Olympic other than actual sports. Things that were designated sports. So what we're going to probably do either tomorrow or Monday is we're going to take the entire list of Olympic events and we're going to highlight which ones are sports. And those are the only ones we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Unless there's some real sexy scandal about some of the other ones, like somebody goes crazy and they like, somebody's like, you stole my husband. And they're like curling and they're sweeping in front of the thing going, please don't let her come over here. Please. Something like that kind of drama. Other than that, we're only talking about actual Olympic sports. Deal?
All right. Yep.
We all agree?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Nerds. Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides an educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cub Spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
We've got the Big P Podcasts.
Fantastic.
Never miss your favorite host, that big interview, or your favorite show again.
That's just about the most fantastic scheme I've had to date.
Check out our podcast library. Download your favorite shows you want to hear and listen to it whenever and wherever you want. It's like audio magic.
My.
Get your ear on now at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and now I'm starting to wonder if I sound like I'm in the degenerate column, because it just occurred to me: do they do betting on the Olympics? Does that mean that now I'm in the degenerate column, that I'm saying, hey, there's a sporting event going on, can you bet on the Olympics?
I think you can.
Or is it because it's a sacred sort of 4-year event? I don't know. Somebody tell me. I have no idea. Listen, guys, I don't know if the Olympics can be bet on, but I know the Super Bowl can. And I'll tell you what, you got to just bet that $5 and you get $280 in free bets if you use the DraftKings. And if you're not a new customer, you can experience Super Bowl 56 with same game parlays. Listen, download the DraftKings Sports app, use promo code BET1580, get 56-1 odds on either team. Just bet just $5, get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. You must be 21 years or older, Arizona residents only. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. So
I'm on the DraftKings app right now.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And you can.
No
you
kidding.
can indeed bet on the Olympics. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You can also bet. You can also bet on the English Premier League, the Italia Serie A, and Germany's Bundesliga. Bundesliga.
Very angry. Okay, well, good to know. I got to get back on there, and I got to remember to go on there daily and just sort of check out all the cool stuff that they have on there. I want to see if any of those fun prop bets have shown up there yet.
I'm sure that with all the spare time that you have in your day, you'll squeeze out a second or two to do that.
Some of these are you can set it and forget it. Other things you got to keep up with it and keep your research and keep watching the line, keep watching the news. It's just kind of like when you're playing fantasy football and that sort of thing. You just gotta keep your eye on the prize. Keep paying attention there. 888-368-1580. We have a new texter, another new texter here on the text line. 8808 says, simple solution for the NFL. Break down all jobs based on percentage of population so it's fair for everyone. All players, coaches, general managers will be 15% black, 25% Latino, 5% Asian, and 55% white, if you really want fairness. Well, Sean, you know that if we have 55% white people in the league, it's going to stink. So what's wrong with you? Come on, man. That's just silliness. That is just silliness. And we don't need to do affirmative action, and you don't need to compare this to that, but you have to also remember that there is corruption. And when there is corruption, steps need to be taken to make it right. And sometimes the act of making it right does look to some population's eyes as an imbalance in the other direction. And it's not a forever thing. It's a, whoa, let's adjust, kind of like a market correction. Think about it like that. So yeah, but come on, man, be serious. If it's all white guys, we might as well just watch soccer. Because that's about how interesting it will be. Let's see. Fed fan says, hey, Solar Boy, suck it. Go Bengals.
I have to say this, Ralph.
Been a while.
Now, Fed fan has not been texting in all week until you got here. So we're glad that you're here because you bring that sort of that edge out in Fed fan.
I bring that whole suck it thing.
Yeah. So that edge. I was going nice. I was going edge.
Yeah.
Suck it, edge, whatever. I've been told that before. It's fine.
Yeah.
This must mean I haven't been really up to par because if she's just waiting until somebody annoys her, I'm not doing my job right. I think that's a problem. Moist One says, Keon, Commanders is a decent name, reflects their rich history, commanding cheerleaders to pose naked.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's a history. I wouldn't call it a rich history. Well, the billionaire did it, so maybe it is a rich history. You know what? Good point.
Good Cat says super spreaders. Isn't that what they call the Kardashians? Mr. Wilbur says, I love synchronized ice fishing. That would be more interesting to me than some of the sports that call themselves sports in the Olympics. Kyle G says, honestly, forgot the Olympics were happening. Every year I care a little less about the Olympics. I don't think I'm alone. All right. So outside of me thinking a bunch of that stuff just aren't sports, why do people not care about the Olympics? What are their reasons? What are your reasons? If you don't care about the Olympics, why? Because, listen, I'll jump on and go, hey, go USA. One of those things, if we got a good foe and there's a good challenge. But to me, a lot of stuff ain't sports, so it's hard for me to get excited. What are your guys' reasons for not getting excited?
I'm not excited about the Olympics because, number one, it's corrupt. It is an enormously corrupt situation. And second of all, China and Russia have had the Olympics twice. The last time we had it here in the United States was 1980s.
No, it can't be that long ago because
1990s in Atlanta.
96 in Atlanta and
96 in Atlanta.
I think we did Salt Lake after that, didn't we?
I know we've had a Winter Olympics between, I think it was 2004. We had the Winter Olympics. I don't know.
Boy, I don't remember that because I stopped caring. I just quit caring. Yeah.
We have another new texter here on the text line. Another new texter, 8420 says, I bet on the Moscow Liga Pro Table Tennis. Does that make me a degenerate?
I think you have gone
a legend.
Yeah. You went too degenerate and then blew right past it.
Yeah.
And God bless.
A legend. Yeah.
I kind of want to make that texter nickname Legend, Degenerate Legend, or Legendary Degenerate or something. But thanks for listening and texting in, and let us know what you want your texter name to be. But I like Legendary Degenerate right there. Well done. Ukla says, WS speed skating invented by their Canadians to get away from polar bears. Ukla. Maybe check the screen before you hit send. I have no idea what you're saying. Big George says, I was watching some of the alpine skiing practice runs last night, and I'm really excited to see Michaela Schriffen compete. She's one of the most decorated alpine skiers in history, and she's chasing history at the 2022 Olympics in Beijing. I feel like he's just copying and pasting a bunch of this on here.
I don't know. Like, how do you know who any of those people are? Here's my reason I don't care about the Olympics all that much is that like I see these people, and then 4 years later I see these people again. I don't watch anything that they do outside of maybe track,
right?
In between the 4 years. So it's just gotten harder to invest in it. You know, you're on at the same time that the NBA is on and NHL is on. I'll just watch those.
George, you can't just copy and paste a bio sheet on an Olympic person and call it your own text, even if you tag it with, also, she's pretty hot. No, you can't do it.
Just go to her Wikipedia page, right click. Now,
I think I'm starting to understand how George does his text now. Scratch Me Because says it should be the Washington Commodes because Daniel Snyder is in some deep doo-doo. Well, I'll tell you what, this next round of people who are saying stuff, if the NFL doesn't take the team away from him, I'm starting to think they might be corrupt.
Well, I'm sure it's coming in the next couple of days here, maybe next week, that they're going to be investigating them in the Senate Oversight Committee. So,
which means nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if the government digs some stuff up that the NFL has to actually sit down and look at, it's my only hope. Okay, let me have this. This is the most important win that may happen to me this entire calendar year.
Yeah. Cheesehead Bill says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Could I have a shot of rum, please? Fun fact, rum is a key ingredient in other drinks. Yeah, shut up, Cheesehead Bill. Not falling for that. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, heard Kyler Murray tried out for the cricket team, the cricket racing team. Get it?
Yeah, there you go.
Can ride a cricket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patriot Eddie says, go Suns. That's right. You can always say go Suns around him.
There we go. There we go.
Kiss the Cook says, I watched the opening events, USA curling and women's hockey last night. USA and Finland were ready to throw hands like 6 minutes into the game.
Well, that's because they hurt, what's her name? Michaela, whatever her name was.
Yeah. I've already forgotten her name. Let's see.
I just took a stab at Michaela. I don't know if that's her name or not.
King Kenton said, this afternoon I went on an in-person interview for an NFL head coaching position.
Hey!
Nah, just kidding, but I did go for an interview. I felt pretty good about the interview. Think it went well. So now I'm celebrating by myself. Happy hour, beers, and chicken wings. Hi, Ralph. Hi, Fed fan. Salute. Pull the plug. See, look, there was finally a text that wasn't mean to Ralph.
That's a miracle.
There you go. See that?
I'll take it.
Well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, it's not going to last.
Pull the plug says, I agree with corrupt. Also, you need 7 different streaming channels to watch this.
Yeah, no kidding.
All the
man.
NBCs, right?
No kidding. And it's on all different hours of the day and night. Who's got time, man? Unless you're unemployed or you just taking a vacation just to watch it. Who's got time to watch all this?
Sean in Phoenix, he says Latinos are terribly unrepresented in the NFL. Well, yeah, I mean, okay. I'm not sure what the reason for that would be. I mean, you have, of course, the coach of the Washington Commanders and the former interim coach of the Raiders that were Latino, but I get what you're saying. Player-wise, Villanueva, there's a couple other guys, but I don't know that there is a reason, Sean. I think that when it comes to play on the field, nobody's racist about that. You just grab the best player you have to get the job done. If there was ever a place where it was fair, that's the place where it's fair. So, the results will get you what you want there. But as far as coaching, management, listen, there is a long history of that kind of corruption. And don't try to drag me into these conversations, Sean. We're really just trying to do some fun talk show stuff over here. Damn you, Sean. Now I can't talk about the Olympics. I have all this Olympic stuff.
I'm sure you're incredibly heartful.
Can we talk about it next hour?
Way to go, Randy. Could have just pretend like
I was kind of looking forward to the Olympic talk.
The sport, not a sport Olympic talk in particular.
I was looking forward to it.
Randy
Ralph,
just knows
weren't you
that I've got.
looking for it, Ralph? Come on, you were looking for some Olympic discussion, were you not?
I'm falling asleep, so not
See?
really. No.
I got 5 pages of Olympic stuff, and you just want to sit there and drink while I do it. That ain't right.
I'm not gonna lie.
We'll get through it as quickly as we can. I promised I'd do it. And then we'll talk football, I swear to God.
Yeah.
All right, guys, 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new citrus Asian crunch salad. Order your perfect pair today and enjoy a $0 delivery fee for a limited time only. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Restrictions apply. Visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info for complete details.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Ralph from Harmon Solar is joining us, and Keon Rose is in the control room. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And if I keep reading all these texts, I'm just never going to get this very important Winter Olympics segment done. So I think we just got to jump right into it.
Oh,
I think that's what has to happen right here, right now.
Just jump right into the Winter Olympics.
I can see you're already bored.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I'm going to give you 10 interesting facts about the Olympic Games.
10 interesting facts about the Olympics.
That's right. I know many of you are watching the Olympics, waking up in the butt crack of dawn or even in the middle of the night, wearing your robe, watching the TV. and drinking hot chocolate, trying to stay awake. And I don't know. Do you think that's even happening, really? Are people doing that?
I can't imagine that.
Maybe Big George.
Big
Maybe
George
Big
for
George.
sure. Yeah, okay. I just described Big
Because
George.
I don't think Big George sleeps. He's up all different times of day, night. He doesn't matter. He's always doing something.
I think he drinks his coffee straight out of the pot too. So
Could be.
if you ever
Could be.
read any of his texts
Yeah.
or
Well,
tweets.
he is 7 feet tall.
All right. So the estimated budget for the Beijing Winter Olympics, $3.9 billion.
How about that?
Sounds like a lot, but it's way less than what they did in Sochi. You know how much they paid for that? The 2014 Winter Games?
Billion and a half, but they got it on sale.
50 billion.
Oh.
So the Chinese, well, probably a lot of slave labor, I'm thinking. I think that's the only thing that makes sense.
Oh, jeez.
You know?
Yeah,
They're
but the Nike factories had to
Right.
slow down.
The representative showed up to Nike and iPhone and said, we're going to need your kids for a couple of weeks. Get in the car. Everybody get in the car. Don't stop crying. Get in the car. And that's how they did it. I don't know. Projected ad revenue is going to be $600 million, which is down 10% from the 2018 Winter Games in place I can't pronounce, South Korea. I feel like if I try to say it, it's going to sound dirty. Pyeongchang. I feel like it's going to come out sounding dirty. So I'll just
Pyongyang, I believe.
Oh, well, then why is there a CH in there?
Who the hell knows?
All right.
When they translate some of these languages to English, they just add letters. I don't know why.
So I think that's just they'll laugh at us when we're trying to say
like-
these things.
Sort of like the Tungo Vailoa family. They put N's in where there are none.
Makes no sense. All right. So who knows how many athletes are on the U.S. team right now? How many total athletes are there? Ralph, take a guess.
468. Okay.
460. How many?
300.
300. You say 468.
Yeah.
This is where Keon says one, because that's Price is Right rules.
One.
You are correct. There are 223 athletes on the U.S. team.
Wow.
Ralph's mad. He's like, God, I've lost so many showcase showdowns this way. It's been 14 years since China has hosted the Olympics. The 2008 Summer Olympics were also in Beijing. By the way, Beijing is now the first city to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Games are going to take place across 25 venues in Beijing. In the neighboring city, also a place I can't pronounce, starts with a Z, will be powered with 100% renewable energy.
How about that?
I'm not even going to try.
I have so many jokes I could say, but I'm going to stay away from it.
Well, they're like, hey, we're going to need the kids again. No, it's going to be like fun. No, you don't get a bike, but you'll be on one pedaling. That's how we're going to power this Olympic city. Come on. Stop crying. Get in the car. Jeez. We'll put your little hands to work making iPhones in no time. But right now, damn it, we need the lights on. The other city that starts with a Z, which I will not even try to pronounce, is 3 hours away from Beijing by car. But it's 47-minute ride on the intercity railway, which is the first driverless high-speed railway. How could that go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong here?
It's gonna be nice stories. It's like, oh no, the people in the Olympic Village, and the next story, I couldn't believe what I just saw. Oh my God, why couldn't there have been somebody to hit the brakes? Oh, the giraffes were killed at the zoo. Why did it jump the tracks right at the zoo? Oh, for the love of God, have you ever seen an elephant get plowed through like that? Oh God. If that comes true, that's a prediction. I'm done. It's it. That's the last show. I'm just gonna walk right off.
Just walk off on that.
Yep. Mascot. You want to guess? Guess what the mascot is for the games?
Panda bear.
Bang. Bing Dwen Dwen. The panda.
Excuse me.
Bing Dwen Dwen.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Sure.
Bing Dwen Dwen. The panda. It's a mascot.
What'd you call me?
Bing Dwen Dwen. Wait, did I read it wrong? Did I just cuss somebody out?
Who can say, really?
Want to get into that Bing Dwen Dwen going? All right.
Oh my God.
All right. So how many athletes overall do you think will be at the 2022 games? All right, let's do this again. Randy, how many athletes?
8,426.
Keon, how many athletes?
10,000.
Ralph?
1.
You are correct. 2,900 athletes expected to attend the games. 45.5% of them women.
About damn time.
And it makes it the most gender balanced Olympic Games in history. 91 countries will participate in a record 109 different events across 15 different, air quotes, sports. Going to be 7 new events. Let's see how many of these aren't sports. The women's monobob.
Excuse me?
What the heck is that?
Did you say mono?
Can I tell you what it sounds like? She got the mono and she was up for anything. I don't know. It's a solo bobsledding event, actually. Big air skiing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody want to help me with what big air skiing is?
Isn't that just the one where you go down the hill and then go up a ramp and then just how far you go?
No, that's ski jumping.
Yeah,
That's
no,
ski
is it-
jumping. Big air is you're going down the mountain and you get these different outcroppings. And as you leave the outcroppings, you're grabbing big air and you're doing like tricks and stuff. I believe that is the big air skiing.
Mixed team aerials in freestyle skiing.
Yeah, see, now that's more like a
like spinning
freestyle.
around and
Well,
flips.
yes, and you're doing a freestyle. Yeah,
What does mixed team mean when they say this?
I believe
Mixed
it's
team.
a man and woman.
Man, women, whatever you are.
Panda bear.
Excellent.
Panda bear, transgender, whatever.
Look forward to seeing those tricks. All right.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Mixed team relay and short track speed skating.
Mm.
Okay.
It's
And
Midwest.
mixed team ski jumping. Those are the new events.
Wow.
Not a whole lot of
Can't
sports.
wait.
Yeah. Like I said, another time we're going to distinguish how many actual sports exist in the Olympics.
Mhm.
By the way, NBC Sports, they're not going to physically be at the Olympics because of the COVID-19. So Mike Tirico is like, oh, hell no. I'm just going to sit at home in my shorts and I'll just watch on the screens. The executive said that we will have a large presence on the ground in Beijing and our coverage of everything will rate as usual. But yeah, we're not stupid. we're not going to go there.
Hell no, I'm staying home in my short pants.
Besides, well, he went to the opening ceremonies, but he's got to get back for the Super Bowl. Wait a second. How is he hosting the Super Bowl on the 13th? Mike Tirico is on NBC. Does NBC have it? I thought CBS had it. Is it on NBC?
I believe it is
NBC,
NBC this year.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have
that's
everything.
good. So that means we got Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Mike
boy.
Tirico. Listen, that is probably the least annoying of the crews, right?
Mm.
So that's good. Al
no.
Michaels, probably his swan song on NBC. This is a good thing. You know what would be great? Technological advancement. I need to call NBC. We all watch at home, right, on our surround sound speakers and everything.
Mhm.
If you have surround sound, you should have a button that shuts off Chris Collinsworth.
Huh?
And all we have to hear is Al Michaels doing the play-by-play. There'll be moments of silence. Honestly, they'll be refreshing for people who are tired of. I don't mind him as much as I think some people do, but how's that for television innovation?
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
great.
that
The
almost
only problem is you'll hear Chris Collinsworth kind of off mic and be. Now here's the guy.
Right?
there won't be complete silence. So
Yeah.
if you don't like Collinsworth, that's real bad for you.
Right.
But the last thing I'm going to talk about, I told you this is going to be a mercifully short segment, guys.
Okay.
Is the Olympic athletes, team officials, I guess they're testing positive for COVID-19 at a higher
Mhm.
rate than others. They're trying to figure out why the positive test rate of 2.9% for athletes and officials compared to 0.66 for Olympic stakeholders. Why is there so much difference? And I'm going to tell you why. God is bored by the Olympics as well. And that's the reason. So,
Wow.
unless anybody else has anything to say about these Olympics, I'm pretty well done for now.
All right.
No, I'm all good.
I think that's it. Yes. There it is. Jeffrey O'Brien's coverage of the Olympics.
God bless us,
Yeah.
everyone.
Mm.
Except for Moisman. There's no hope. The Berg says, does the U.S. have a curling team? Yeah. I mean, anything. Listen, if you can do a sport while drinking, I highly expect the Americans and the Irish to do very well with it.
I believe it's between Ireland, Canada, and America for the curling title every time. Those three are always winning the gold, silver, and copper, whatever it is. Bronze.
I was just guessing.
Yeah.
So, yes, Berg, the U.S. does have a curling team, but is not a sport. Good Cat says, last time I cared about the Olympics is when it had baseball and softball. Until it has American football, I will not watch. Well, they're not going to have American football. And we talked yesterday about how somebody's trying to get flag football into that. I'm intrigued, but I don't know if it really makes sense as an event. You guys think it does or doesn't?
I think it does, because I think you can introduce it to other countries and they can actually practice it, whether or not they have a ton of money or they've got very little money. And that, to me, that's good. That's how you grow the game.
Fed Fan says, howdy, King of Kittens. Good luck with your job interviews. And Olympics don't care about you either, Keon. I like how she just lasered in on you on that one.
The one person who actually didn't say that I hated the Olympics and actually watched a couple of the events, that's the person that you're like, it doesn't care about me. Okay. Not Jeffrey, who's literally like, I don't even know the point of this.
Don't care. Just simply don't right now.
No, choose the wrong person on this show. Just
God
do that.
bless America. Don't care about the Olympics. Fed Fan also says that she loves watching the Olympics, especially the alpine skiing. Let's see. Baby Got Dak says Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb are both building houses in Tennessee. Dun, dun, dun. Makes you go,
Or Nashville is a really nice place to live.
No, it's not. Oh, come on.
Nashville?
No, it's not.
Nashville is a very large city. It's
horrible.
It's absolutely a great place
I would
to
shoot
live.
myself in the face because you know how much I hate country music, and that's where the home of country music.
That makes sense, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers really cares.
There's just vomit sequins everywhere. Is what happens there. Wow. Moist One says, can't believe there's no women playing in the NFL. It's disgusting. Someday there might be. I was watching the thing, and there was this thing about this lady who is a woman who was actually drafted to the NBA. I don't think she ever played with the NBA, of course, but if a girl's good enough to play with the boys in a sport that it makes sense, why not? If a woman could go out there and punt and kick or do whatever, or let's say we need this gal on the offensive line, power to her. I don't see why we don't say yes to it.
It's not the NFL, but I remember Vanderbilt, their kicker got injured and they replaced their kicker with a member of the women's soccer team, Sarah Fuller. And she had an awesome season.
We had a gal at Basha High School here locally who actually got a scholarship to play in a college. I don't remember whatever happened to her, but I think she was still out there doing it. I mean, that was 2017, I think. So, Moist One, I agree. It is disgusting. But, people are like, oh, she'd be killed out there. Well, I mean, this would be the first time ever you could actually say she was asking for it. Kiss the Cook says, people are very like, backing away. Kiss the Cook says, looking for the new Washington Commandos athletic shirt and shorts, but since they're Commandos, they're only selling the shirts. Commando just means you're not wearing underwear. It doesn't mean you're not wearing pants.
That's the second one we've gotten of those. How do you not understand that already?
I don't get it either.
I don't know.
Dodger Danny says, I didn't say this earlier, but hello, fellas. Good to hear your voices. Thanks, Dodger Danny. I appreciate that, even though your choice in team sucks. Mr. Pink Eye says, who do you guys like in bobsled? Bobsled's the only event I like in the Olympics. I don't know.
I don't know anybody in bobsled, so I can't really help you.
Right answer, USA.
No. You don't need to know. It's just gravity. Who knows?
The snowboarding event is, I know it's not a sport, but I enjoy watching it.
Mr. Pink Eye wants to know if Randy's going to be sent to China to do the weather reports for the Olympics. Ooh, now this is a tender subject. Please don't bring that up. Randy put in the request. Of course, it was denied. There was a bit of a shouting match, and we really don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's just move on. Senior Wake and Bake says, how dare you, Jeffrey, taking those children away from their sweatshops? I know it's going to be there's going to be a dip in production of your iPhones and of your Nikes, but hey, the Olympics are important. Big George says, actually, it's not true. Mike Tirico's broadcasting live from Beijing from the International Broadcast Center. He's live in China. Okay, well, he's coming back for the Super Bowl. I didn't say he was, going to come home like 3 minutes after the opening ceremony. Go play some Nerdle, okay?
Nerdle.
Hamilton Porter says, why have the games from Beer Fest not been incorporated yet into the games?
That's my point. That's my point exactly. I'd like to know that right away.
Yeah, this is an idea that we had in the past, and I think I still own the HTML on this one, the website. It's the Guyathlon. All of those sorts of events, we should hold like a man Olympics, with all the drinking games and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, I believe USA curling won gold last year. Excellent. Swazman says, Germany, home of beer, chocolate, baker items, plus schnitzel. Thanks. Oh, because he was talking about something happening in Germany. I'm gonna have to go back and read that because you kind of typed a lot there. Just a Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Curling is a great sport. It's not a sport. It's not a sport. He says you can play offense, play defense. Scoring is by points. Most points wins. Define sport. Come on, man. Sweeping the floor is not a sport. And somebody involved in this is sweeping the floor. I can't, in good conscience, declare it a sport. Jagdog says, hey, Harmon Solar fella, why do you want to ruin another sports organization by being a Ram supporter? You already ruined the Lakers, Dodgers, Rainy City, bitch pigeons, and all that.
I don't know how ruining them equals them winning champion. I mean, they win championships. How's that ruining them? I don't.
But do you
get
feel
it.
like lately maybe you might be the jinx?
No, Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but they haven't won it yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. Doesn't that make you a little
Oh
nervous?
no, they've already won it. It's over.
Can I get you maybe get a Bengals hat? I don't know.
Get a Bengals hat? No, I'm good.
Kind of help out.
I mean, I got nothing.
Let's see here.
Just leave Ralph alone.
Got
Let
nothing.
him alone.
First and 15 says there's plenty of men and women's sports these days.
It's true.
Yes, there are. Okay. I don't want to go there.
I do.
We've already had this conversation on the show. It's just everybody's got to sort it out. What is fair and what is not fair.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a male athlete and you suck, just go play with the women. That makes sense.
Well, it sounds easy.
That's what they do.
Is that what
that's
you
not
would want to do?
why
You
anybody
think life gets
does
easy
that.
if you do that, Ralph?
What was that?
You think life gets easy for you if you do that?
If I
I've
put a dress on? Not for me, no.
It's not that simple. These are people who have legitimately decided that they are meant to be a man or a woman. And my part of this is saying the unfair advantage of previously being a man to becoming a woman has to be considered. We can't just blindly say it's okay for those people to go from man to woman and then they start swimming with the ladies like nothing contributed to that. But then there's also people who take all the estrogen stuff and it removes the advantage. But I say, well, if they grew up with the advantage and then they start taking the estrogen, don't they still have an advantage? So all this stuff has to kind of get sorted out and talked about, intelligently by smarter people than us and decide the basis of fair. And my thing is, no, it's not fair if you're not considering those aspects of the advantage you get from having been a man. And everything's probably going to have to be taken on a case-by-case basis. So it's not as simple as saying, well, I kind of stink at this sport as a man. Hand me that skirt. I'm going to win a championship.
Yeah, but I think the NCAA.
How proud would you be of that championship afterwards?
But the NCAA right now is just turning their back to it. I don't like it. I mean, it's like the swimmer that they have out in Penn and what he's doing or she's doing or whatever.
You can call her she.
Can I call her? Can I call him a she?
Yeah, it's a she. She's a she with an unfair advantage.
Extremely unfair advantage.
As it seems on the surface. But again, each case has to be looked at individually, and we got to be fair. We have to be fair and considerate of these things.
I'm just going to shut up. Because if I don't, it's
the temptation to go down the joke row on this is very tempting, but I'm just trying to be fair here.
It reminds me of that movie in the 70s. You remember that movie about the basketball player that started playing on the women's league?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
What was that called?
Oh,
But the difference is that whatever the purpose,
it's called She's the Man or something like
whatever the purpose of that was not a legit purpose. If somebody has decided in their life,
I get it.
I'm supposed to be a woman, then you have to respect that and let them just kind of go their way and do their thing. That doesn't mean we automatically flip a switch and let them compete in a sport where they then have an unfair advantage. But like I said, I don't know everything about this. We need to let some people figure out the basis of what is fair. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's because it does get hard to draw a line, like because even just among women, born women, there's a difference, and there have been women who have been disqualified from sports where they were born with more testosterone. That's just how they were born.
Right.
And the Olympics are like, no, you can't compete. So is that fair to them? You see what I'm saying? Like
Right.
there's a fluidity there. It's not as simple and cut and dry as the surface is. And so get it sorted first. I don't have a problem.
Case by case, it has to be considered carefully, and we have to resist the temptation to be a-holes to a group of people just because they have decided that I think I meant to be something else.
Because the murder rates for that particular group of people way higher than the normal population. I don't think anybody's choosing to jump into that life on purpose.
Trans people are murdering people?
Trans people are murdered.
Oh, okay. I was just like, that's a whole new TV show if you ask me.
Conversation. Yeah, but I agree with you. Randy, I haven't heard you anything. Where's Randy? I want to hear Randy.
I really want to hear Randy. I'm just watching the ping pong ball go back and forth, gentlemen.
This is where Randy says for the second time today, a lot of silver in my hair because I have experience.
I have a lot of silver here for a reason.
He earned it.
Fed Fan says, I actually agree with Solar Boy. It's not fair. Well, listen, if it's not fair, I agree. If it is indeed not fair, I agree. But I'm saying pump the brakes before we start name calling, before we start humiliating people, before we start being horrible. I say pump the brakes, establish for sure on a guideline of what is fair and not fair. And before we go,
the problem is nobody's trying to establish that.
So no, people are.
I'll stand with you and say they do need to.
The research is being done right now on whether or not taking estrogen actually strips you of that advantage and compares you to
Ralph, clearly you take a lot of estrogen. So you feel that
I have stopped.
Because it does have an impact. People take estrogen and things that they used to be able to do competitively, they can no longer do. So the question is, what is that actual effect? And before we start saying it's fair or not fair based on what we feel, why don't we actually go through a peer review process?
Damn it,
What
I want to talk about what I feel. That's why.
What Ralph is saying, though, is nobody seems to be coming to the table on this subject and being considerate and honest and like matter of fact. Okay, let's look at the science. Let's look at the medical issue. Let's establish the baseline of what is and what isn't.
My two
what
bigger,
is fair,
my two
what's
bigger
not fair.
issues, right? Is number one, I think about those girls up in Massachusetts that are losing scholarships and losing races and championships in high school because now guys are running against them. And number two, anyone that comes to speak on the other side of this to say, hey, this is not fair, instantly gets labeled as a whatever, but it's instantly looked at in a very negative way instead of having a conversation, which unfortunately our country doesn't like to have conversations.
Well, Ralph, part of it is it's usually there are people like you, Ralph, who would like to have a conversation to have a conversation, and there are people who would also like to have a conversation but can't help but humiliate others in the process of that. And I think you got to avoid that. And then when you say, hey, you're being meaner than you need to be here, then they throw their hands up and go, oh, I'm just trying to have a conversation. Well, that's not all you were doing.
Right. I agree.
As long as it's kind and considerate, but also intelligent, firm, and listen, you don't have to ever back off of your point if you believe something, but you do need to be kind. You do need to be considerate. You do need to speak intelligently on both sides, and that goes to the other side. Yep. People who are trans can't immediately throw flags in the air and say, "Oh my God, you're persecuting me." No, we're trying to establish what is and what is not fair, because there is an inherent inequity between male and female sports, and some of that, like I've said, I have no problem if a woman is able to go join it and play a man's sport. No problem with that whatsoever, because that's going up. That's not going backwards and dominating a sport. That it's unfair for them to do so.
How many women are doing that?
A decent amount. There was one swimmer that actually people got mad at them because they were transitioning to male, but they continued to compete against women. They hadn't taken any testosterone yet,
right?
And they were winning, and people got mad about that because they actually misunderstood which direction they were trying to go. So that happens. People are transitioning in both directions.
But I just haven't seen a single woman compete in a man's
No one
sport.
ever complains about it.
Well, and that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Why would I complain about a woman playing in a man's sport? Because
that's what I'm saying. You said you haven't seen it, but it is happening, is what I'm saying.
Well, Fighting Wampa says, little known fact, Rudolph was transgender. That's why he wasn't allowed to play those reindeer games.
Yeah, see, like that's the kind of stuff I'm like, we don't have to do that.
That was harmless. That didn't hurt anybody.
And there's Randy.
Listen,
White.
there will always listen. I don't care what the
silver-haired,
subject is. There will always be jokes.
Experienced wise man, Randy White.
The jokes need again is anything we joke about here. If there's ever that feel of okay, now you're in the evil territory versus the everybody gets a turn. We all joke about everything and everybody. So that's the other part of this is trying to make sure that we don't get too precious about any one thing. We want to be kind, considerate. We don't want to encourage bigots. We don't want to ever encourage hate. That's never been an angle of anything we've tried to do here on this show. And that's why I've let this go so far past the break. It's a good conversation that needs to be had and needs to be very clear. So enough of this. Let's go back to the slap and dance and smack around show.
Didn't mean to take you off the track there. I'm going to go back to watching All in the Family.
Way to go, Ralph.
He's going to watch All the Family. Nice.
Oh, brother. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Nerds! Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball action.
Thursday night GCU pays a visit to Seattle for some wild, whack basketball. 7 o'clock game time.
Listen to all the action live from all the major conferences that leads up to the Final Four from New Orleans. It's the high-paced action, last-minute buzzer beaters, and all the drama of college basketball on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday, and lots of things going on here on the show, but let me try to remind you that basketball is still in action. NBA on TNT Thursdays, and if you're missing Thursday night football, you can still have fun on Thursdays. You can turn it into a payday, as a matter of fact, with NBA on TNT on FanDuel Sportsbook. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. FanDuel is giving all customers $10 back on Thursdays. Just bet $10 or more on same-game parlays on any NBA on TNT game. There's so many options for you. There's the player point totals, rebounds, assists, money lines, over-unders, point spread. So if you're like a Suns fan, you could go in and you could say, okay, well, I'm going to take the Suns to win, and I'm going to bet that Booker goes over 20 points, CP3 gets 10 rebounds, and, you can set up your parlay that way. You put $10 down, and you never know. It might turn into something even bigger for you. It's the perfect way to take that small bet and turn it into a big-time score. FanDuel is easy to use, easy to register, easy to deposit, and easy to get your money out of your account. Also, there's all sorts of super big boosts each weekend. Live betting, easy to place your bet fast during a game if you see a trend you like. Get $10 back every Thursday, win or lose with TNT Thursdays. If you're new to FanDuel, sign up with promo code Randy1580. You'll get an extra bonus, 56-1 odds on either team to win the Super Bowl. You can turn $5 into $280 cash, not credits, cash. That's promo code Randy1580, exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, remember, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
All right. Well, before we get back into this nonsense, do you remember the other day I told you about that $579,000 parlay that was on the FanDuel?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now there's now speculation that was a kid.
Ruh-roh.
Yep, that's exactly. That's exactly what they said in the article. Ruh-roh.
A kid.
Yeah, I guess what happened was, remember the FanDuel posted it up, and I showed you guys the betting slip on that, which was like $20 to make $579,000 off of just picking the score of each of those two games correctly. Yeah. And it's amazing. But so they looked at the name, the handle, Jet Honig, and they're like, oh, okay, well. So that's the winner. And then so people were curious, as they are, and they Googled, and they looked at the Twitter, looked at whatever, and found a high school student with that tag. And the name on the Instagram account, Jet Honig, they found it, and he won't graduate till 2025.
Oh, boy.
Ruh-roh. And, of course, now FanDuel is saying that's the guy who won's kid, and he was celebrating because his dad won. And well, a lot of people are saying, yeah, right. And, so I don't know what the true story here is on this, but if a kid does do that and they find out, trust me, FanDuel will probably be like, oh, I guess we'll keep that $500,000.
Wow.
So they've looked into it and they said, no, the dad's the senior, he's the junior, everything's fine. The kid was just, celebrating because of his dad's win and all that. But his friends, of course, on Twitter and on Instagram were like, no, dude, that's totally my friend who won. And, party, they say, he's underage. Anyway, so, there's no reason that FanDuel, in fact, there's a lot of reasons that they would put the hammer down on this and say it did not, it was not the kid. It was the, so yeah, $500,000 is worth going, afraid not. So anyway, so if you see those stories bounce around, not true. Hey, I've been hustling the Sunday ticket.
Have you?
For years. I've been hustling.
And the truth comes out. Where's my People's Court theme?
I've always told you this. I've always told you this. Well, the first couple of years, I paid full freight. And then somebody said,
you just call up customer retention and say, by God, if you don't give me this for free, I'm going to go watch cable.
Mhm.
And in fact, they're so used to it. They say, listen, just put a reminder in your phone, call us back on this date. And we don't need to lie to each other here. And so that's what I've done every year. I'm like, thinking maybe getting rid of the old satellite. Oh, thank you. Free Sunday ticket. All right, great. And so now I won't be able to get away with it because DirecTV will no longer have Sunday ticket. I told my wife, well, we don't need DirecTV anymore. We can just get a cheaper version. I could get cable. I said, I get an antenna on the damn roof. I don't even care. Because we have all these streaming services, and the streaming service right now that is aggressively pursuing the NFL Sunday ticket is Apple. It was Amazon and the ESPN together trying to push a deal. Now Apple's like, ooh, this is just what we need for the Apple Plus, which is, interesting that they start their own little network when their cameras work so damn bad. But still, they've said that they want the Sunday ticket, and that's just going to make it way more expensive, isn't it?
What do you mean their cameras work bad?
Oh, that's the thing, man. Those iPhone cameras are garbage.
No, I have an older iPhone. I don't have a new one.
Every iPhone my wife has had, she's trying to take pictures. It's just horrible. That's what she said.
The new ones are really good. The 13 Pro cameras are pretty amazing.
Are they?
Actually. Yeah. I don't have an iPhone, but I've seen them. They're pretty amazing.
My camera works great.
Yeah. And you don't need to have Sunday ticket. There's so many better ways to watch any game you want.
Well, you did introduce me to a very good way, which again, I still might be interested in for as long as it lasts.
You know what's interesting? Not that I've ever done this, because I would never admit to doing something like that. But I have YouTube TV.
Jeez,
have you guys heard of YouTube TV?
Yeah, Randy uses YouTube TV.
I have the YouTube TV.
And if as you travel, your phone thinks you're somewhere else, it changes to those local stations.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I would ever do this, but they do sell apps that can change the GPS.
So let's say you got a VPN and change your IP address to certain locations.
Then you're going to get those local stations.
Just say if you did that.
If you did that, yeah. So you could be like and say your phone could think it's in Indianapolis and you're watching the Colt game.
But we would never do these.
No, you would never do that. But I've heard that's possible.
And Ralph, I need some links to things I would never do.
I'll just say I haven't paid for Sunday ticket in 5 years. So
yeah.
Big George says, for shame, Jeffrey, you lied to a multi-billion-dollar satellite company to get free Sunday ticket. Well done. I didn't lie. I never did lie. The truth is, had they not given it to me free, I have no reason to have DirecTV. I'd have turned it off immediately. I mean, absolutely. In fact, now that looks like what I might do. And I told my wife, I'm like, there has been a few shows I've seen them advertise on the Apple TV that are kind of intriguing. I just don't want to pay for another service. But if I have to, the service, not worry. But here is the line in this story that really does concern me. Sunday ticket would most likely cost a, quote, significant extra fee. I'm not going to be able to get out of it now if I want to do it that way. The non-Ralph way, the honest way, the legal way.
The honest way.
It's not my way. I'm just saying.
Not that he'd ever do that, though,
Yeah.
or email me the links as soon as possible.
Never do that.
Yeah.
Observation only.
So, who do you think will charge less, Apple or Amazon?
Amazon.
I feel like you're right.
Far
so
and
now
away.
I am really rooting for that bald bastard to get the Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
I will support him traveling in his penis rocket wherever he wants to go.
Oh boy!
As long as we get DirecTV Sunday, the Sunday ticket cheaper than Apple. That's all. That's all I want. I mean, I want so few things in life.
Sunday ticket just happens to be one of them.
Yeah.
On your 8 TVs, yeah.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, there's a lot of TVs in this house. Shut up, Ralph. Gotta take a break. When we come back, let's dive in and talk some football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
They went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixopen.com.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com. Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
I probably would pay extra to not have to watch the Pro Bowl. But, hi, everybody. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Sunday. Is it exciting? Busch Clash? It's exciting, right?
Well, it's a preseason race. It's the first race for everybody. You kind of get to see the brand new car. Everybody's excited about that, and it's a unique race in that it's going to be inside the LA Coliseum. So that's something that's kind of weird and terrific. Mm-hmm. And it's a week before the Super Bowl. There's nothing else going on Sunday unless you want to watch a stupid Pro Bowl game. So there's a lot of pluses to watching this race. Yes.
I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds like something you'd have to search for on Pornhub, but it's not. It's a race, and it's here on 1580 The Fanatic, Sunday at 12:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And the stupid Pro Bowl, though, we got that over on our sister station, Money Radio 1510. It kind of is a practical joke, to be honest. 888-368-1580. Nobody cares.
We're obligated to play the Pro Bowl.
So one of the things I want to talk about real fast, and then we'll get caught up on the text line. One of the things I want to talk about, there's been a lot of conversation about the Washington Commanders, as we call them here, the Commandos, and the name change and stuff like that. Now, I've been a person who's always been very curious. So if I'm like a street name, I'm like, I wonder how'd they come up with that name? And I like to hear the history of things. I like to know the origin stories of certain things. And I'll be honest, until today, I didn't know the origin story of my own team because thought it was just what they picked as a name back, in the 30s or something. And that's what they've always been ever since. Not true. So before we talk about that, we know the origin story of Keon's horrible team. That's already well established. So for Ralph, your horrible team Do you know how they came up with the name for that?
Which team would that be?
That's a good point.
That's
You have
a
a lot of
fantastic
football
question.
teams.
You have
The
two
Seahawks.
football teams. So
So,
that's
Let's
that
go
we
with-
know of.
Let's
That's a
go
good
with
point.
your
Yeah.
numero uno, which is the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. So I know that they had a contest to name the team back in 75, 76. And all I know is that the person that had picked that name they decided to go with that name. It has to do with the origin of the Native American, I think the tribes over up in Washington, and those I don't know what those things are called.
So I'm looking at this.
Oh, the totem pole.
Totem poles, yeah.
Yeah, they're right up there over your shoulder, by the way. Some good team names, except for the Browns.
Right.
Anyway, so I was reading up on it. There's better suggestions. I was really shocked that they went with the Seahawks. I'm not even making this up. There were 1,700 different suggestions. They had Bigfoots, rainbirds, chowderheads, sperm whales, 747s,
like the sperms, yeah.
space needlers.
Jeez.
My favorite, ding dongs. I don't know why. There's some sort of local relevance to that. And orangutans.
Yeah.
And you went with Seahawks?
It makes a lot more sense with the heritage of the people over there, sure.
Yeah, and the centuries of Seahawks flying through the air across the skies of Seattle.
Yeah, not a real bird.
Yeah. All right. How about you?
My name is Randy.
Thank you, Randy White.
Yeah. Yeah.
The COVID fog trickled in for a moment.
Yeah. I've been your friend for just a couple of years now.
And we're all on Zoom, and his name is right there.
Right there on the thing. So anyway, it ain't nothing but a COVID thing when that happens. So your team, do you know how it got its origin?
Yeah, it started in Chicago many years ago. One of the original members of the NFL, and they were the Chicago. Were they the Chicago Browns? When I looked back, was it the Chicago Browns?
The origin of how they got the
to
name
Chicago Cardinals.
Cardinals. Do you know how this happened? Because I've got it right here. One of the team's first owners.
Well,
Chris,
Bill Bidwell was standing at his window one day and just getting over the COVID, and suddenly a Cardinal
Spanish COVID
flew by. Yeah,
not even close. In 1901, one of the team's first owners, Chris O'Brien, he bought some used jerseys from the University of Chicago, and they were like a faded maroon. And somebody said, "Oh, maroon, then, huh?" He goes, "That's not maroon. It's Cardinal red," and that's how he came up with the name Cardinals.
Wow!
And it just stuck. And that story is from our pal Josh Weinfuss, the local guy, the Cardinals guy. All right, so now the Indianapolis Colts. Ralph, you're gonna love this.
Bet I will.
They started out as the Miami Seahawks.
Really?
Yes, they were the first team with a fake bird name. That's unsettling for me.
I didn't know they were in Miami.
Yeah,
well, Miami people, they get stoned like they do up in Seattle as well. So yeah,
I don't know what the hell happened there.
Is that a Seahawk? Right on.
Well, this is in 1946 when they relocated the team. It got purchased and went to Baltimore, and then the team held a contest to choose the nickname, and the Colts won. And that was. I'm not going to bore you with the history on that, but it was weird is that franchise was dissolved in 1951, then brought back for a second time when the Dallas Texans, they used to be the Dallas Texans, NFL franchise got moved to Baltimore with the condition saying, all right, if you do this, you go there, you got to be the Colts again. And they're like, oh, okay. And since 1953, that has been the team until they moved to Indianapolis. So that's the origin of my team's names. So I don't know, I find that stuff kind of interesting, I mean, we're not going to go down the racist trail of Keon's team. We're just going to stop and say that Dan Snyder decided Commanders. That's
because this team had an owner somehow worse than Dan Snyder. George Preston Marshall was a racist, and we don't have to talk about all the things that he said or did. But basically, he wanted the team to have, as he said, an Indian football name. And Chiefs and Warriors were already taken, and they were in Boston at the time, and they were the Boston Braves, and they were moving to
racist from Boston. Really?
Just shocker. Surprise. The plot twist caught me off guard too, honestly. And so they were playing at Fenway Park, and the Boston Braves were the baseball team at the time too, so they had to give up the football name, and the Red Sox were there, and he wanted something that sounded kind of like Red Sox, and literally just chose a racial slur to sound kind of like Red Sox. And I
was trying to spare you this. You just gave the whole dissertation.
Well, no, because it was something I was interested in too. It is interesting. It's also just awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah,
both.
well, much of American history is.
And yet, Keon, you love them.
Also inexplicable.
That's true, right? And do you have any Redskin gear?
I still have some stuff.
Or do you look at it and go, "Wow, that's racist"? Did you think about that growing up? Man,
no,
because
we just sort of all took it for granted that it was just everywhere. And then when you're in it, you don't notice what it is. And then, as it takes, people taking the time to stand up and talk about it, then you start to think about it and go, okay, that is pretty bad. Why have we been doing this for years and years and years?
Yeah.
And that's when you back off and say, well, we could pivot in a different direction. It doesn't have to be Redskins, because the history of this team is the players who've played there and the fans who love it. So let's move in a different direction.
Fed fan says, I guess from what you guys are saying is that deep down, Jeffrey is actually a Dallas Cowboys fan. I won't punch a woman, but I will push you in traffic. I mean, I don't think that ain't wrong, is it? Pushing
I think pushing anyone in traffic is wrong, and also illegal.
Well, look at who's judgy over here.
Oh, it's
a little bit.
Boogie says, if going commando means you have no underwear on, what's it called when you have no underwear and no pants on?
Ooh.
Pulling a moist one? Is it just the fighting chalupa's fighting stance?
Oh my God.
I think I'll accept all of those. Yeah. Thundersnow said Ralph has basically said that the Rams have won the Super Bowl. So Ralph, it's a lock.
It's a lock.
Yeah, the Rams are going to win.
It's done.
It's a lock.
It's done.
It's done.
We'll see. My reverse jinxism does not actually work.
Yeah.
I tried that to help ASU beat the U of A, and that was just too simply too big of an ask.
Did. In the first half.
It was close. It was close.
50%.
Ukla Mock says, hey, Solar Dude, how can you root for a team in your own division? That's just silly.
Because growing up, they were not in our division. Remember, the Seahawks were an AFC team. So
let's see. Daylight Drew says, hey, fellas, been a while. What the bleep is going on in Tempe? Does Herm, Bobby, and Ray all survive this mess? In the meantime, please pour me a maker's mark. Thank you very much. That's a good question. Will Herm Edwards, Bobby Hurley, and Ray Anderson survive all the nonsense that's going on? Herm, because of a bad year of ASU basketball. Bobby, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Bobby because of the basketball. Herm because of the corrupt, recruiting practices, and then Ray Anderson for, well, I would imagine just for being Ray Anderson. So, do these guys all survive or not?
Well, it depends. If Ray, it starts with Ray. If Ray doesn't survive, nobody
survived other things. I mean,
I'm just saying, if he doesn't, no one else is surviving, because new athletic director's coming in. He's choosing new coaches for things. But if he does, Herm could be in trouble depending on the investigation that the NCAA is doing. That's going to be a connected factor in whether or not he survives. And Bobby, I think Bobby maybe survives this season because of previous years where they looked like they were steadily improving, and they kind of got derailed by COVID. And his record hasn't been the same since then. Like, okay, give him a year to get back on track and see if he can pull it off. And then if he can't, well, you're gonna have to move in a different direction because it's been 7 years.
And this year, it's been kind of a crazy year for ASU basketball. Up to that ASU U of A game, they'd only played something like 8 games or something. Everybody else had like 15 games. So it's been a weird year for Bobby Hurley. And Bobby Hurley, quite frankly, is surviving on his name. Bobby Hurley to NCAA basketball is like sugar is to lemonade. Bobby Hurley is a name in NCAA basketball, so he's going to be here. As far as ASU football, I don't see Herm Edwards going anywhere. This is not a huge recruiting situation. He was recruiting during the dead period. It's not like he was bringing in hookers, Petrino.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was doing things to give these guys extra benefits.
The problem,
Carroll.
The problem,
he was doing recruiting during dead period.
Right.
The
problem with recruiting during the dead period, though, is allegedly or assumedly nobody else was. So you were getting a head start on recruiting.
All these guys recruit all the time.
You got caught during the dead period, which is
rules, Randy.
That's the problem. They got caught.
Well, see, you can't use that same sort of logic when you rail against cheating in baseball. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Everybody's doing it.
But this is not like it's been broadcast out in NCAA football before. This is minor. This is minor.
They're not looking at it that way. They're looking at it. You got a head start in recruiting that no one else had, and you got caught doing it.
The Pete Rose angle where did you do wrong and you deny, and then they bust you because you did do it. That makes it even worse. So, all right, guys, 2 hours down, 1 to go. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at phoenixraceway.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
Nerds. Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Ralph from Harmon Solar sitting in with us. We also have Keon in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Once again, Keon, you didn't help me remember. You didn't help me remember to give away the damn tickets.
I thought it would be okay if I reminded you in the third hour. Is that
Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. Make sure you
to
remember to give away those ASU tickets.
I wanted to do it in the 4 o'clock hour. Well, okay.
I missed that part. Well, sorry.
To punish Keon, who's trying to eat something, caller 3 right now, 888-368-1580. I got 4 ASU Sun Devil tickets for Saturday at 8 p.m. This is ASU versus UCLA. I have 4 tickets and a parking pass. Now, if you only want the 2 tickets and a parking pass, that's cool. I can give you those 2, and then we can give the other pair away to somebody else. So if you want the 4-pack for some fun, or if you just want 2, kind of like the honor system, which, by the way, you'll notice that they never put the honor trays with the snacks in a radio station. There's no honor. It's too much money gone. But here, I expect you super fans to be nice. If you only need 2, just take 2, and then we'll give it to the other pair to somebody else, the next guy up or something like that. So Keon is answering phones right now, 888-368-1580. So we'll see how that goes. Who wants what and stuff. I saw him eating. I just wanted to punish him.
That's a cool giveaway. That's a great game.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun on a Saturday. You don't have to worry about getting up for work the next day. There's also no football the next day.
Parking ticket.
Perfect time to go see the ASU game. Blissful Hayes, he says, hey Ralph, was one of the suggestions for your term the Seattle sperm catchers?
No,
I think it was sperm whales or something.
Yeah, sperm whales.
Heavy Metal Maniacs, thanks for the info on YouTube TV. Lacrosse Guy says the cardinal is the Illinois state bird. That may be true, but he chose the color just based on color. He didn't actually think about the bird until later. Navy Devil says Washington should have changed their name to WTF permanently because they're horrible. You mean WFT? No, you're right. WTF. Senior Wake and Bake says, hey, Ralph, I'm going to assume your mouth is solar powered. Please switch back to direct electricity in water. Good Lord.
What the hell?
That's that is a new level of mean for Senior Wake and Bake.
That wasn't very nice.
Yeah, take a hit.
Yeah, that's Senior Wake and Bake, though. He's the only guy who can smoke pot and get really pissed off.
That's true, Ralph.
Big Kev says, hearing the origin of team names, what's everybody's take on Cleveland changing from the Indians to the Guardians? I think that's a good idea. I think it's a fair idea. If the local, Native American community has got an issue with it and they decide they want to go a different direction, that's up to the team. And I think that's a nice nod. And it doesn't hurt nobody for them to be the Guardians. I think, again, it's another team I think could have picked a better name than the Guardians, but it's never too late to undo a racist thing is my take on it. All right, Keon. So who's the winner?
It's Mark. He doesn't really have a texter nickname, but
Mark in the Dark.
That's a good texture nickname. All right. So is he taking all 4 or is he only taking 2?
He's taking all 4.
Mark, you greedy bastard. I mean, good for you. Congratulations.
Good for you, Mark.
All right. Well, congratulations, Mark. And we will send you the email and stuff where you can accept those tickets. Remember, when we do these ASU tickets, your phone is your ticket because you just have to show them a thing and they scan you and you just go on in. So I'll be honest, kind of hate that. I like the days of paper tickets. That way I'd be like, ooh, I can't go to the game. Here you go. And see how easy that is? But I guess these days, at least you don't have to drive down to a radio station and pick up the tickets. So
there's that.
You win some, you lose some. FedFan says this about ASU: fire the AD and then stop hiring his ex-clients. That sounds reasonable. Not going to lie to you. That sounds reasonable.
That sounds very fair.
First and 15 says, no hookers. I think that's the problem. Come on, Devils. Get some hookers. That's
no, that will ruin your program. That's
or hear me out.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, it's my Friday. I just got off work. Can I get a cold beer and a shot of Crown Royale, please? Just a little Boomer Sooner if Randy has the time for one.
Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
Cowboy Sparky, just because my Colts used to don't start with me. Don't start with me. The team used to be the Dallas Texans. I'm never going to say go Cowboys. That doesn't make any sense. He says, I don't know. Maybe if Bobby Hurley. No, I'm not falling for that either. Cowboy Sparky. Moving on. Hefty Lefty is observing some locals. He sees some punk kids on the corner of the 101 and something or other. And he says, although typically found traveling in pairs in the wild, sometimes the Southwestern Mormon missionaries will travel in groups of 3 to protect themselves from the local heathens. Oh, yeah, those are Mormons. Didn't recognize them. They were wearing sweaters. Good for you. By the way, guys, be nice to the dudes on the 10 speeds. I'm just saying. Although I did see these 2 Mormon guys, and they had a Charger Hellcat. I was just like, wow. Somebody's daddy, because I was like impressed,
Now that's a mission trip.
They're smiling, like grinning from ear to ear. They got the whole shirt and the tag on and the Burt's Bees honey hair. You know what I'm talking about, that sort of slick thing down there. Like, oh, this is the best thing. They're having the time of their lives. They're like, we see so many people. Big George says, I'll be listening to the Pro Bowl on Money Radio this weekend because I don't have a life. Wow, George.
There are other sports happening.
That's on TV too. Blissful Hayes says you have to show them your thing to get into ASU games.
Yes, you do.
Your phone, moist one, your phone. Big Kev says, can we get a NASCAR fan pick'em pool going?
A NASCAR fan pick'em pool? I don't know who'd run it.
No, I don't even know.
I'm not going to
work. How would that even work? Do they have such a thing?
Each week's race.
Yeah, each week I think you pick a 3 drivers or something as your top 3, and you're basically hoping one of those guys hits. I don't know.
NASCAR Fantasy Racing League now. Yeah,
for real?
Yeah.
Randy, I'll let you handle that.
No, thank you.
I have enough on my plate doing the NFL Harmon Solar Fan Pick'em contest. And then here in a little bit, I'm sure we're going to have an NCAA March Madness pool that we're going to be doing. So more than I can handle right now. Is Harmon Solar part of that NCAA Fan Pick'em thing?
Yeah, we usually are.
Nobody sold me nothing.
We definitely won't be part of the NASCAR though.
Yeah. Sorry.
No?
It's a bridge too far.
Why,
Yeah.
Ralph?
No,
Why?
I'm good.
You don't like the NASCAR, Ralph?
It's okay. It's like on the Olympics.
I just don't know how you can do fantasy NASCAR. I don't know how that works.
You pick drivers, and each week you have just like you do fantasy football. You have your team of drivers, and how they score each week is how you finish in fantasy.
How many
NASCAR.
drivers do you get?
I believe it's 5. I believe five drivers in your garage.
That is intriguing. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know nothing about it to be able to play well, kind of like Ralph in fantasy football. I mean, I don't know that much about NASCAR and how it works.
Damn, man. Who's ahead in the playoffs, by the way? Who has the best record?
Oh, playoff schmayoff.
Who has the best record?
You know what?
Oh, yeah,
this is the second year in a row you should be cutting a check to me for the Harmon Solar Fan Pick'em contest.
You can cut me one for the playoffs.
Can I at least get a T-shirt that says I won? Yes. All right, where were we? Let's see. I bashed
Fantasy.
that's
NASCAR.
right.
You were about to bash that.
I'm almost tempted to try it. I'm not even kidding. I'm intrigued by that. I don't ever want to do XFL, USFL, any of the spring league stuff because that's just garbage. But I'm a little intrigued by the fantasy NASCAR.
36 races? Is that what it is? 36 races?
And how many people are usually in the league?
Oh, there are thousands and thousands of people that, but I don't know how many.
No. I mean,
you have your own league just like you would.
Right. So how many people in a league? Because I know in football, 10 to 14, 10 to 12 is probably
I don't know that much about it. I have not paid that much attention to fantasy NASCAR. I have not done
draft drivers.
Yeah. You draft your drivers. Yeah. But there's other leagues where each week you're drafting over again. You can pick new drivers every week. So
interesting.
I'm interested, but I'm sure once I started, I'd regret it. I'm just
No, it's still like I said, it's 36 weeks. It's a long season.
Boogie says, so let me get this straight. So Mark shows them this thing and they'll let him in. So if I go to the ASU game and show them my thing, will they let me in?
No, you gotta have the right barcode on your
And they
thing.
don't have magnifying glasses. Boogie.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
wow.
What?
Wow.
What? Hamilton Porter says, if you can host the Super Bowl in California, there's no state of emergency then. Oh, great. I'm getting looped into memes about COVID and politics and stuff. Daylight Drew says, it's amazing how we can all look at the halftime of the Utah game with ASU and everything after that's a train wreck for football and basketball. In the meantime, those idiots down south, and number 10 in the hoops, number 25 in football recruiting, what the actual bleep is going on?
Yeah, a lot of nothing right now, but I guess Keon has told me that Herm's working the transfer portal, and we'll wait.
Herm went into the transfer portal?
Yeah, he actually went in. Yeah.
And tried to come back with some football players.
Oh, I thought he was trying to end up someplace else.
No, he's trying to get players from someplace else. And I honestly, their big recruiter was Antonio Pierce, and his stepping down is actually starting to explain the lack of recruiting.
Well, to answer your question, Daylight Drew, the easiest way to put this, why are we doing bad in recruiting for football? Well, that's because there's a scandal going on and nobody wants to transfer to a scandal school. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you that ASU is getting ready for a national championship, but we should have done much better than we've done. But like Keon says, Antonio Pierce's job has gone bye-bye. There's a scandal going on. People are wary. As far as basketball goes, well, people see what is going on with the program. There's also still that anytime there's a scandal on a school, it affects all sports. But yeah, basketball has not really been our thing. And even though things, like Randy said, seem to be going in the right direction, it's taken a dip. And that's another thing that kind of waves off new recruits and stuff. So it's, and I am perplexed on why Arizona is top 25 in recruiting. What's changed there? All of a sudden they're getting good people.
Maybe it's Jed Fish. Either him or someone on his staff is on fire as a recruiter, because those are the only two things.
Mom, I've always wanted to play for a 2-win team. Well, what school should I go to? Help me out here.
Hey, say what you will, but Jed Fish is doing a hell of a job.
Here's what recruiters, when you're a first-year head coach and you take over a bad program and
win 2 games,
and you win 2 games, a coach usually, when they go for good players, they'll appeal to their competitive spirit. Like, look, I understand we're terrible and I took over a bad program. I want you to help me build something. That gets guys in there. It does. It works.
I think maybe football players are dumb.
Well, the thing is, if the program turns around, they're not dumb now. And then you get to say,
dumb like a fox.
You turn around and 4 years you're graduating, and the team has a winning record. You're like, yeah, we turned that around. We got to be the guys that help build that. That appeals to a lot of young kids.
Nothing about Tucson appeals to kids but meth. That's it. That's the only thing. And that's kids just say no. All right. So it's taken us over 2 hours to get to a point where we can just start talking football. So here are the choices of what we can talk about.
Okay.
Here are the categories. 1, a big old pile, a steaming pile, a big old steaming pile of Tom Brady. Miscellaneous or coach stuff. Which one do you guys want? Big old steaming pile of Tom Brady, miscellaneous, or coach stuff?
I'm kind of over the Tom Brady memorials that are going on all the time.
Who's the memorial?
Oh, geez, come on! You turn the
I'm
TV
a Colts
on. It's
fan.
Tom Brady
You really
this,
think
Tom
I'm
Brady
gonna?
that? Tom Brady, give me a break. He retired. It's
I'm
over.
not
It's not
planting
dead.
these lips on that ass ever. I'm a Colts fan.
Let's talk.
Bastard.
I think we should talk miscellaneous or coach stuff. Anything but Tom Brady.
Well, what do you guys say?
I go miscellaneous. Also,
bunch of cowards. All right, Ralph.
I was going to say coach stuff.
And miscellaneous feels like
got
a mystery
outvoted,
door.
didn't
I don't know if that's cowardly.
Mm-hmm. Mind your own business, Keon.
This is also my business, though. We're all here.
I don't know. I didn't know what else to say.
Well, I mean, the Tom Brady stuff I have is not like, or nothing. It's just,
I assume we'll get there. Just
Well,
where
I don't know,
do we
this
want to
show
start?
might be like 3 weeks from now.
Well,
the way
then
things
maybe.
go.
That's true.
Read the Tom Brady crap. I don't care.
Oh, Cabana, stop whining. He says, you don't read my text, so I'll drink my own brandy. Ooh, that is impressive. He's got some Angels Envy there, some Jefferson's Reserve. That's a nice collection, though. But by the way, Cabana, if I don't read your text, it's because, first off, I read your text about your new truck the other day. You must not have heard it. Second, I don't know what the hell this is. You send me stuff about wrestling. Of course, I'm not going to read it. And you send me a lot of photographs. So cut me about a half a break, Cabana. He sent me some picture of a couple of gals or something, and I don't know, look like wrestlers. Anyway, back to what we were doing. What were we saying? Miscellaneous NFL stuff. That's what we're going to do right now.
All right.
We'll talk about coaches some other time, Ralph. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Now we all need help on our teams.
I'll say
Colts need a good quarterback. The Cardinals need another primo wide receiver. Because let's face it, AJ Green, right?
Not what I thought it was going to be.
Well,
not exactly what we all thought it would be, to be honest.
Well, the way he started the season, I think got a lot of people going, okay, maybe a little, maybe there's a little more in the tank there. And then the tank ran out much faster than we all thought, and it was over quick.
All right, so Randy, you agree, right? Just another marquee wide receiver, and you'd feel pretty good. Or do you? What else?
Either that or a quarterback, or somebody to work with Kyler Murray and grow him into a man instead of a pouty little teenage boy.
All right, and Keon with the Washington Commanders. It's gonna be a while before I can say it without laughing. I really apologize.
That's okay.
What do you guys need on your team? A quarterback and
a new owner,
another safety, possibly.
Less lawsuits.
Someone.
Yeah.
Well, as far as players you can actually acquire.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go quarterback first, safety second.
All right, and Ralph of the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons.
Or which one? Are we asking him for the Rams and the Seattle Bitch Pigeons?
I'm going right
one?
to.
Okay, because he's wearing that stupid Rams hat. I thought, maybe it's got this stupid blue on it.
He has to bend it because it's brand new.
Yeah.
He has to help form it. It's never before been worn. No, with the Seattle Seahawks, you've got the opposite. You've got the photo negative of my problem, which is great quarterback, no team.
Well, that's not true at all.
Okay, you got DK Metcalf.
That's a ridiculous
That's it. No team.
No, I think with Seattle,
Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf,
Seattle's
Russell
offense,
Wilson.
Seattle's
no
offense
team.
is fine as long as Russ stays healthy. What they have to focus on is the defense. They need to bring a new coordinator in, which finally they're going to do, and then figure out how they're going to scheme it up. So that's what they're focused on.
What about the O line though?
Their O line actually played pretty well. I thought.
The defensive line is where the problem is if we're going to talk line play in the
True.
Seahawks, and the linebackers could use some help too.
Well, no, I disagree with that. Absolutely. You got Wagner if he comes back.
I like Wagner,
and
but
then you got Brooks, who's phenomenal in his second year. And those two alone are probably two of the better linebackers in the game.
Okay, don't you guys play a 3-4 though? Would you need
no.
two more?
They're 4-3.
Okay.
No, Kyler Murray's 4-3. I think
the
defense.
There you go.
The Seahawks defense.
I couldn't help it.
Their defensive scheme was just not good. So Norton's gone, thank God, and we'll see. Hope they get Gus Bradley. We'll see what happens.
All right. So I didn't really mean this to be a counseling session for your Seahawks.
Well,
I was just asking a basic question.
It's not counseling.
There's a reason that I'm asking, because Brad Holmes has stepped out and said, I'm always open for whatever. We are definitely open for business. Now, do you know who Brad Holmes is?
He's the guy that did Pina Colada.
Oh, that's not fair. I've been avoiding that for weeks. Throw a flag on yourself for that. Bro,
Rupert Holmes.
Rupert,
Rupert Holmes.
That's
there you go.
Garbage. Next contract. This is an issue about your employment. So Brad Holmes is the general manager of the Detroit Lions, who are sitting there with a number 2 pick. And he says, we are open for business, open to ideas. because here's what they're thinking. There's no quarterback really worth that number 2 pick in this draft. So if they trade the number 2 to somebody else, get a little more draft capital, they can build that team up a little bit stronger in preparation for the next year when they go get their next quarterback. Goff can just sort of help them cruise and be sucky for one more year as they look to the future. So think about the shopping list. Think about the shopping list for your team. And my problem is this does nothing for me because I need a quarterback. So for those of you who don't need a quarterback, this is a guy your guy needs to talk to. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. We all know what New Year's resolutions are, right? Now, New Year's resolutions don't have to start on January 1st. We got a long year, but let's not wait any longer. If one of your resolutions was to trim up, lose a couple unwanted pounds, feel a little better in your own skin, I've got the company for you. It's called Valley Medical Weight Loss. They've been in business in the Valley for over 10 years. 3 walk-in locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. You know, in the history of Major League Baseball, after 3 years as the right-hand man for the Dodger owner, Walter O'Malley, Buzzy Bavasi left to take over what expansion team? The answer is coming up.
Now that it's legal to bet on sports here in Phoenix, the interest in sports has more than tripled. Stay on top of the sports action at phoenixsports.digital. Phoenix Sports Trivia keeps you updated and keeps you connected with plenty of sources to get the latest on all the games from all the sports. Here's a bonus sports trivia question. What was baseball's first organized team? The answer is at phoenixsports.digital. Your source for all things sports. phoenixsports.digital. Log on now.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the team that the great Buzzy Bavasi would take over: the San Diego Padres. Bavasi just never had quite the success as he did with the Dodgers. Buzzy Bavasi, the answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new citrus Asian crunch salad. Order your perfect pair today and enjoy a $0 delivery fee for a limited time only. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Restrictions apply. Visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info for complete details.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball action.
It's classic Big Ten basketball Saturday at 12:15 as Michigan takes on Purdue.
Listen to all the action live from all the major conferences that leads up to the Final Four from New Orleans. It's the high-paced action, last-minute buzzer beaters, and all the drama of college basketball on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and with me. Sorry, I don't know why. For some reason, I went downstairs to bring a package in from outside, and from that moment to this moment, I forgot which one of us was going to do a thing. Well, you know, if I swim naked in the pool, it drags the bottom in the deep end. All right. Of course, I need to put a little distance between this and the live read I'm supposed to do. And I'll do it like this. On Saturday, we got some college basketball for you. Michigan is at Purdue at noon. And then well, a couple of them did actually. And then GCU is hosting California Baptist at 5:45 p.m. here in 1580 The Fanatic. So, but listen, next weekend, it's all about the football. It's all about the big game. And if you haven't downloaded the DraftKings Sportsbook app, this is the moment. This is the time, because not only can you bet just $5 and get 280 in free bets, you can also play all those prop bets. And that is looking to be a lot of fun. So here's what you do. Download DraftKings Sports app. Use promo code BET1580. Remember that. It's just bet 1580. You get 56 to 1 odds on either team. Just bet $5. You get 280 in free bets if your team wins. And that's promo code BET1580. I'm so out of breath. And COVID didn't even go into my chest. I'm just out of shape. During the break, can you read that package at the front door? And I was just like, so tempted to pretend like I didn't see this. Where was I? Right. Anyways, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. Make sure you're 21 years or older. Arizona residents only. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's for new customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. So there you go. All right. We got a lot of people saying a lot of stuff on the text line, but I want to bring this up. Who here would like Juju Smith-Schuster on their team? Who here?
I would. Yeah.
Yeah. Guilty.
I like Ralph, who thinks that you don't think he would do well with Russell Wilson.
We don't need him.
So get it. You wouldn't want a third receiver?
No, fine. Tyler Lockett, DK, we're good.
He's used to the Seahawks losing. Don't mess with his world.
Just don't need him.
No, he's saying he's most likely hitting free agency next month. So that's right there. I mean, if you're Juju Smith-Schuster, the future at quarterback is so uncertain unless they get Aaron Rodgers. But the future is a very uncertain thing. So I'd take him on the Colts. Hell, we don't have a marquee receiver. T.Y. Hilton, he's all right, but he's
a 2 naturally. I think if T.Y. Hilton played with an actual real number 1, he'd
open him up
more
to get
productive.
more.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I just wanted to throw that out there that he is available. The Titans, do the Titans need a wide receiver? They got AJ
Brown and Julio.
I mean, quarterback.
Because Aaron Rodgers might go there. In fact, a lot of people think that is who said earlier that he and somebody else bought houses in Nashville. So that could be interesting. 888-368-1580. Big George says, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
I do appreciate the pause on that, Randy, because usually that's the right way of going. But this is actually true breaking news. Chris Paul and Devin Booker have just been named NBA All-Star reserves.
Oh boy!
What a big honor!
Oh boy!
For two guys who should be starters. Yeah. Wow! What an honor!
Yeah, gee, thank you.
I mean, I don't know, one of the most lethal scorers we have at shooting guard, and Chris Paul, whose nickname is literally the point god at this point.
Yeah,
and their reserves. That's great.
No,
sure.
We need to have Golden State start all their people there. So yeah, good
and
job.
Andrew Wiggins is a okay.
Andrew Wiggins, clearly far and away a better player than either one of those Suns players. Either one.
Yeah, it's all a screw job. I mean, surprised it wasn't Chief Wiggins. It doesn't matter. It just, none of it matters. But
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't have broke that news. It's not really breaking in news at all. Let's see. Roll Tide Ryan says, if you do the NASCAR fantasy thing, you get 5 drivers. You get points if one of your drivers finishes top 3. You get points and 30 points first place and stuff like that. What do you think? I think I already forgot about it. It was interesting for a moment, and then I finally just sort of lost the notion. But thanks, Big Kev, also trying to teach me some of that stuff. Scratch Me Because asks a pretty good question. He says, since sports betting is now legal, why are there not sports betting mutual funds? I'd invest in a Josh Applebaum fund. Is that a thing other places?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
That is,
we may
betting
get there.
mutual funds?
It's just sports betting is so new. I maybe we just haven't gotten to the point where it's occurred to somebody to do it yet.
Everybody give me your money. I got this. I have a hunch. I'll tell you what, Keon, write that down or something, and let's ask Josh Applebaum that very question tomorrow and see what the deal is with that. Blissful A says, did you see the rumor that Carson Wentz may go to the Buccaneers? Great opportunity for the Colts to finally sign Josh Rosen. You had me, and then you lost me, Bissell Hayes. I was very happy. Then I wasn't happy. Hefty Lefty says, Arizona is using hookers probably, so that's how they're getting all their people. That's very effective, actually. Ask Rick Pitino; it works
until the NCAA catches you, and the next thing you know, you're coaching in Latvia. I mean, he's back in the NCAA now. I think he's at Iona coaching, but still
working his way back. Kiss the Cook says, is it inappropriate to call? Okay, stop. I really got to pre-read your text a little more often. Good Cat says, the miscellaneous stuff could include the Tom Brady stuff, Jeffrey, if you wanted it to. I didn't think about that, but they see right through that. And I'm a man of my word.
Oh, gee, more information about Tom Brady.
Let's see. The Jet says, words of wisdom from the Jet. You can make fun of anyone as long as you say, bless their heart when you finish. I don't think that's universally true.
No,
listen, I come from the it's never too soon line of thinking, and anything can be joked about. It's just, make sure there's no evil in your heart or putting something into a certain category that you can't walk back from. You know what I mean? Swazman says, Bears, new stadium in Arlington Heights, huh? Well, first they got to purchase the land from Churchill Downs. Yeah, I heard are they still talking about moving?
Could be. Yeah. Sounds like it. Sounds like it if we're getting a text about it.
It's just Bears' problem, so I really don't care. Let me tell you what's going to happen. They're either going to use that and get the leverage they need to do what they want to do in Chicago, or they're going to move to Arlington Heights. Either way, nobody's going to stop being a Bears fan. People are still going to go to the games. It makes no difference to anything, period. Daylight Drew says the appeal to Arizona football is this: college town, no pro sports teams, start immediately, great weather, hot co-eds, not that hard for the fish. Am I wrong? Except for the hot co-eds part. Have you been to Tucson?
So your face right now. It's
just saying. Yeah, sorry. I keep
true disgust.
I keep thinking everybody watches this like a TV show. So there will be pauses for facial reactions. Fed Fan says, Big George beat me to the breaking news. Dang it. Yeah, sorry, Fed Fan. He's usually pretty quick on that. King of Kittens. No, I did not say send pictures. Dear God, that's disturbed. What the hell is that? Who makes a toilet that even? Why? Why would you have? Somebody has made a ceramic toilet that is shaped like there's the basic toilet bowl, and the rest of the toilet is Lars Ulrich from Metallica, just sitting there, and you're sitting on his lap when you do your thing.
Wow.
No.
Where do you get these? Don't send me any more pictures, please. King Kims wants to know if LeBron is going to start. LeBron's the greatest player ever, right, Keon?
That would be Michael Jordan. I'm sorry.
All right, but is LeBron going to start? Is he a starter?
I don't think he's going to start. He's got a knee issue.
Yeah,
but is he named a starter?
He's named a starter.
Oh, yeah. Of course he is.
On the worst team in basketball. Big Stanky 87 says, hey guys, I just got off work. I work across from the stadium, so just chilling till the ASU game. Maybe the hot lady that sits in front of me will want to go to the game with me. Big Stanky is just a legend. Can I tell you? He's basically used tickets that he has won from the station to romance ladies, and I think he's had a fair amount of success doing it. So Big Stanky, let us know what happens, and tip of the hat, you go, boy, get some. Jake the Snake says, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Go Suns.
Yeah, let's go Suns. Let's go Suns, Big Jake. Let's go Suns.
It's weird that it's Thursday already.
It does feel a little bit odd. My brain keeps telling me it's Tuesday, and I just have to ignore it.
Can I tell you what else? It's weird that it's February already.
Yep.
It's a little distracting. It's a little distracting. We just got through with a year, and now this one's going to go by too fast. Is that what happens when you get old? Because
yes, it is.
I don't like
just
it.
yesterday I was 40.
Right. The Jet says, Jeffrey, after you call Tucson women ugly, you need to say, bless their hearts. That's right. You did say that. You did say I should say that. Fed Fan says, Keon said that Michael Jordan is better than the baby. Keon, you are in Fed Fan's favor again.
I didn't know I was out, but yes, cool.
We all take a turn.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen her go after anybody as aggressive as she's gone after Ralph. And I used to hold that record. But you guys, the season is now over for football, except for the Super Bowl. Did you guys get a chance to watch the Manning cast? Did everybody get a chance to watch some of it at least?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
I did.
I enjoyed it a lot, yeah.
I found it pretty good too.
Especially if there are two teams you're not really that invested in.
Which is a lot of time on Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm. Then you get the Mannings, and they're breaking down the game, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But there's enough sideshow stuff that you're not stuck watching a game where, especially if the score gets out of hand, it's much more fun watching them.
And pretty good guests. Pretty good. I'm not saying great, but pretty good. I mean, they did have to scrape the barrel. They had Russell Wilson on twice.
Oh my God.
But
They had the best quarterback in the league on. That's terrible.
Well, I'll tell you what, to be honest, he was really damn good.
Yeah,
he knows his stuff, and he's very, some players are just like, but he was just like, man, he has a future in broadcasting.
Did you watch the Nickelodeon ones that they did?
Oh, hell no.
No, not at all.
Why would I watch
I heard
that?
they're going to be doing them every Thursday night now.
Wait, every Thursday?
That's what I heard.
Okay. I mean,
as long as I don't have to watch it.
You don't I don't think you have to watch it.
Some of those games are so bad, it actually helped.
True, not true. Well, here's what Peyton Manning had to say about the Manning cast. He's actually pretty pleased with it. And I'm sure with the amount of money they got paid to sit around in their garages at home with some TV lighting and watch the game and just rip on each other, I think I'd be pretty happy with that too. Even they were like, we couldn't believe that they wanted to pay us to do this. And so they are going to keep doing it. He was happy with the ratings were hit and miss. And no, they were never going to take all of the audience of it. But they got 6.1% of the Monday Night Football audience. And that ain't a small achievement when you're doing an alternative cast of something. So for 2 more years, they're under contract with the ESPN, but Amazon is sitting there going, hey, you guys, you done with that? Are you done with that? Because if you're, I'll take it. We'd like that. Yeah, we will do that. Amazon's like just sitting there ready to grab the scraps from everybody. But as long as they want to do it, the Manning cast will probably continue for a whole lot more years to come. So it's very, well, it just shows you how much things are changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I think I like it.
It's options, I mean, you don't have to. And in this particular case, because the normal Monday Night Football broadcast is so hard to watch, I definitely like it.
If you have mild interest in the game, then, this is pretty good to watch. If you're really interested in the game, suffer Steve Levy and the other yokels because that you won't be distracted by the other stuff that goes on with the Manning guys. So, I'm glad they're going to keep doing it. I'm glad it's a success. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got Big George's sports history. We got the Wheel of Sports and whatever else we can kind of cram into this last 20 minutes of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Today, the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am 2022 underway. Patrick Cantlay, the favorite to win it at plus 700, followed by Daniel Berger at plus 1,200, plus 1,600 on there being a tie. Super Bowl 56 a week from Sunday. The Cincinnati Bengals, champions of the AFC, and the LA Rams, the NFC champions, playing on their home field at SoFi Stadium in LA. A slight movement in the line with the Rams now minus 4.5. The total now at 48.5. The main event at UFC Fight Night Saturday will feature the middleweight division for the first time since October. Sean Strickland battles Jack Hermanson. Strickland, the lower ranked fighter, is the favorite, minus 210. Hermanson at plus 180. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
You probably wouldn't leave thousands of dollars on the table at a diner. Why leave thousands on the table with your tax return? Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you don't. This year, there are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will help you track down every last one, so you get your biggest refund guaranteed. Don't leave thousands on the table this year. Discover thousands of dollars in tax credits instead. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Nerds! Dreaming of a change of pace? Let NerdWallet help you compare your way from here to there. Compare investing accounts to expand your portfolio and your horizons. Then use NerdWallet to compare mortgage rates for a home with peace and quiet built in. Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet. NerdWallet Compare Inc. NMLS 1617539. NerdWallet is not an investment advisor nor an investment broker. Information is for educational purposes only.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at chicagofestwest.com today.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser, okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender in the home stretch. Want to take a minute to tell you about the Super Bowl on FanDuel. FanDuel is official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. And to celebrate, new customers can bet $5 and win $280 in cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when you register. So if you're new, go download the FanDuel sports app right now, sportsbook app right now. Go ahead and sign up and use promo code. There'll be a place for you. They're going to prompt you. Put in your promo code, Randy1580. You'll get your winnings in cold, hard cash because you'll be able to bet at 56-1 odds. Also, there's all kinds of Super Bowl props on here. I've got I'm looking at the app right now. Is the team to score the last wins the game. They've got odds on that. Team to score first wins the game. If you vote yes, it's minus 205. If you vote no, it's plus 166. You can place a prop bet on that. Will there be a score on the last play of the game? There are just all sorts of different props you can grab on the FanDuel Sports app because they're an official sportsbook app of Super Bowl 56. Promotions for new and existing customers. They've got same game parlays where you can combine small bets for bigger wins. Tons. Like I said, tons of Super Bowl props. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280 in cash. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use promo code Randy 1580 to make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, Randy 1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook. You've got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus of $280. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
FedFan just sent me a photograph of 4 dogs with toast on their face. I know that doesn't make any sense, but they've eaten through they put their snouts through a hole like this, and there's like you see their little eyes, and they got toast in their face. She says, "Here's a picture to help you find your perfect dog, Jeffrey." That would not be the picture, but I'll say this: I'm kind of excited. I told you guys that this Saturday I'm going to meet what is possibly my new dog.
Hey, all right.
And I'm like, I'm trying not to get my hopes up because, you know, it's a thing where you see pictures and you think, okay, that it's been explained to me, the nature of the dog. Hey, you know what? The dog might not even like me. I mean, most dogs love me. In fact, careful. I'm not even kidding. When you have a dog, they fall in love with me. I've warned people in the past. They did not heed that warning. And then suddenly their dog would just like became my dog. Yeah, so there's a chance this dog won't even like me, or something will be off or whatever, you know. But I'm pretty sure this is the one, guys.
Now,
I know
we were talking about you wanted to rename your dog.
Yes,
you don't like the name that currently the dog has.
Well,
you want to rename it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the name that they gave the dog on the pet site, because then some jackass is going to try to run out there and grab that dog.
No, I get that, but you want to rename the dog.
Yes.
And I have conjured up in my pointy little head
again
a great name.
Stop.
For it.
I don't want you to go through the texter nickname.
No, I'm not going through the texters list. This came to me at 2:00 this morning. I sat up straight up in bed. And I said, aha, that's it. Are you ready for the name? This is the name for your new dog. Just go ahead. You might want to jot it down. Get a pen.
My pen is ready.
Keon, go ahead and write this down because this will be the new name. You ready? Here's the name. Danger Russ.
No, because Russ Wilson I'm not going to name my dog after the other team's quarterback. Why would I do that? Jeez. That's like the worst idea. You had me.
And that is because you give me all those Kyler Murray short jokes. Dangerous.
My pen was clicked. I was ready to write something down. I thought
I have it for you. Dangerous. So every time you have another short joke about Kyler Murray, look at your dog, Dangerous, and know.
What kind of dog?
It's like a German Shepherd mix.
It's a Dangerous dog. Dangerous.
German Shepherd mix.
Yeah. It's a really cool dog. It's soft. It's like not the angry German Shepherd. It just has some Shepherd mixed in.
So not the Nazi version.
No, it's more prepredominantly the more cattle dog than Achtung. Right. Yeah. This dog looks like it would make the worst police dog. So a sweet, nice dog.
Cool.
It's a boy. It's a boy dog.
Dangerous is a boy dog.
0% chance I'll call it Dangerous. But
thank you. That's the perfect name.
For helping me eliminate a name. So now I know there's one I'll never use.
Always trying to help you out, man. Always trying to help you out.
Gonna get a Chihuahua and name it Kyler.
Now listen,
and see how you like that.
You always tell me that you end up calling your dog a specific profanity. It would fit, would it not?
Yes. In that case,
Dangerous becomes
right.
That specific profanity.
I don't think we've talked about this on the air, Randy. This might put me out of the running with the pet rescue if they knew this. But it's just a term. It's a term of endearment. Yeah, it's a term of endearment. Even with, the last dog, she was the sweetest, most wonderful golden retriever, and even she. I called this, but basically it's almost like from Dennis Leary and Rescue Me. I always call my dogs a-hole.
Jeez.
All right, come on, a-hole, let's go. Get out of the way, a-hole. And it's a term of endearment, and they never get upset about it.
It's a term of endearment.
But for some reason, the wife doesn't care for that.
So now
she's
the
like,
Dangerous is actually starting to play well on your soul, isn't it?
No, still no. And my wife is like, what did the dog do? Oh, nothing. We're good. And she's like, why would you call it that? It's just always from my entire life. It has been a term of endearment. So now I'm not going to get the dog. Thanks, Randy. Fed Fan says you can name the dog Bandit or Sparky. Those are good names, but they're a little bit typical. You know, I don't know if I was thinking Zippy. I don't know. I can't really start to even think about names for a dog until I've met the dog. You know, you got to base it somewhat.
We
on
don't have to. I've come across with the greatest name ever, Dangerous.
You are incorrect. So that's not bad suggestions, Fed Fan. I appreciate that. Hey, Randy, I got a question for you.
Okay.
They do racing in Vegas? Do they do NASCAR?
Race car race? Yes. Yeah. They have a track there. Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember if they did or not because a dude in Vegas named Daniel Asaf, he's been accused of intentionally driving the wrong way on the road last Friday. He caused a crash and he's been charged with attempted murder, DUI, battery with a deadly weapon. He had heroin and meth in his system at the time, which is standard for residents of Nevada. Well, at a court hearing, he told the judge that the ghost of Dale Earnhardt Sr. told him to do this, to drive the wrong way. Yeah. The reason, to get the mayor's attention so she'd bring NASCAR back to Las Vegas.
Yeah, NASCAR goes there twice a year already.
Yeah, well, it didn't work anyway because prosecutors, tried to get him off with $200,000 bail. The judge like, no, how about $500,000 bail? And he's never allowed to drive again. So the Pennzoil 400 is there. What else is out there?
I can't remember the second one, but they're there. It's a spring race and a fall race. They're there twice.
So he did this for nothing. What in the hell? And this is the point I'm trying to bring this up. What the hell is wrong with the ghost of Dale Earnhardt Sr.? Why would he do this to this guy?
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
I mean,
did not do that.
That's mean-spirited.
Well, hauntings usually are.
Oh, God, you guys are terrible.
I've watched the TV show Ghost. They seem very pleasant to me. The British version, not as good as the American version. Usually it's the other way around. The British version of the TV show Ghost is a little bit but the American version, it's actually damn funny.
Oh.
You know what they call it when somebody goes, they get up to heaven? They call it getting sucked off because they got sucked off the planet.
Oh my God.
No, I'm saying because
now I will be watching that show. That sounds hilarious.
It was terms of ancient
Keon
people.
is suddenly interested in the show.
That sounds absolutely hilarious to me.
I'm not even
incredibly lowbrow humor, and that's exactly where I live. So
it's highbrow, lowbrow. It's seriously, if you haven't watched the CBS show Ghosts, I have found it funny. All right, time now for On This Date in Big Georgia's sports history. Back in the year 1886, Albert Spalding, with only $800, started a sporting good company that manufactured the first official baseball, tennis ball, basketball, golf ball, and football. As one of the first inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1939, his plaque reads, Albert Goodwill Spalding, organizational genius of baseball's pioneer days, star pitcher of Forest City Club in the 1860s, four-year champion for Boston, blah, blah, blah. Why did you give me all this extra stuff, George? Because I get out of breath about halfway through anyway. So why would you do that to me? Anyways, Spalding. Are we still using Spalding balls? Didn't they change the Spalding or they changed away from it?
We're using Rawlings, and Major League Baseball bought the Rawlings company. So
no, I'm talking about basketball.
Oh, basketball? Now we're using is it Spalding? I don't think it's Spalding. Is it Spalding?
Isn't it?
I think they changed, and a lot of players weren't too thrilled about it. Lost Toby says, "Sup, guys? Sup, Toby? Sup? Finger in the Ringer says Ringer would be a good name." I can't complete the sentence. Bad. Historian says Danger Wolf. That's better than Danger Russ.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Also, Wilson, the official basketball of the NBA.
Wilson. Russell Wilson?
No, just Wilson.
It's all about Wilson.
Rename your dog Leg Warmer. That's usually correct.
A-hole leg warmer.
Work your way down.
I
Big
like
Stanky
Danger Russ.
Big Stanky 87 says, Jeffrey, will Chicago Fest be delayed with the baseball lockout? I don't know why it would be.
because it's taking place during Chicago Cubs spring training.
Well, yeah, but if there's no spring training, doesn't mean they can't still do their little thing there. I mean, they can still have their fest.
They can. It seems like they probably be
They
hurt.
cancel
by
the Super Bowl. I'm not going to cancel the party. So I guess I have no idea, Big Stinky. Yeah, that's probably a good question. I'm going to ask some people. Boomer Sooner says, guys, at our interview with Lane Kiffin today, and he's not happy about the. Okay, your text is all over the place, Boomer Sooner. I can't even read it. Whatever it is about Lane Kiffin, I think let's take a vote. I agree. Everybody agree?
I second.
Ralph
that
agrees.
emotion.
Keon agrees. We all agree with you, Boomer Sooner, and get well soon. Guys, don't know what else to say there. King Kitten says it's Rawlings baseballs, Wilson footballs, and Spalding basketballs now.
Huh?
So,
Who'd have thunk?
Keon don't agree.
No, I have the Wilson website saying they're the official basketball of the NBA.
Yeah, I
so.
think that's changed. I think that's changed there, King Kittens. Fed Fan says you could name your new dog Ralph, and then you say, "Suck it, Solar Boy." That's how you call him. I think Solar Boy. Solar Boy is not a bad nickname, Ralph.
Solar Boy for your dog.
No, that's for you.
No.
Lost Toby says it's Year of the Tiger. Bet the house on the Bengals. We got plenty of time to talk Super Bowl, but we only have a few seconds left to say, see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.